Oh, we're streaming this? All right. Why
Ether
not then?
Pilgrims,
It's
Episode 1,
sad to have a
Prologue.
record of it.
Ether Pilgrim's Prologue.
My voice must be rich and smooth and much deeper for a stream.
Yes, everyone, let's get very close to our microphone and then activate our diaphragms when we speak. Everyone, let's
just
not
kinda
breathe into
breathing
the
weird.
microphone. This is just destroying the audio. The other thing that I do want to keep in mind with character creation is that once this is all done, you guys should work together in the Aether Pilgrim Zone to make characters, because I want you to be related to at least 2 other characters here. No awkward first impressions.
Ooh.
Because I really remember how cool it was that Ira and Wielder knew each other, and then Ira left the campaign.
Yeah. And we were supposed to have that awesome character reveal moment like a couple sessions ago where it was revealed revived Wielder. It's like, yeah, that was all planned. I knew about that for a long time.
Yeah, that was just there. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, there's no better time than now to do it. Oh, there's 2 cats.
Me and Happy still know each other. Happy.
Yes,
I kind of
Happy.
gave up on first accent a lot.
2
Kinda.
cats?
I've replaced.
I like
Ira
that
with
Calcivir is
somebody.
just kind of there. Like, they don't really relate to the plot of Slidepool at all yet. There's some big think emojis there.
It will come. Believe me, it will come. And
They're
then when
from
it comes, it will all make sense. Believe me, I promise.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, let's play
didn't
game.
come until the very end, and then we skipped over it.
Yeah, let's just forget. What's the first part of Either Pilgrims? Wait, the first part of TQY?
Yeah, the first part is
Sure.
everyone must join Roll20.
Okay, so I'm in a Roll20, but I appear to be in the wrong one, so I don't know how I get invited to the right one.
There's a link in Ether Pilgrim Zone.
Okay, I looked. Oh, there it is. It's 20 minutes
Is
ago.
it pronounced Aether or Ether?
Ether.
Ether.
It's like Final
Ether.
Fantasy.
All right,
Yeah.
I was busy reading a wiki 20 minutes ago, so.
I've been saying Ether, but when I first saw that spelling, however long ago, I would read it in my head as Aether.
Yeah, it's Ether.
Like 20 years ago when I first encountered the word.
Oh, we go through all 4 seasons? That's cool.
Wow.
If you go to the journal tab, there is a complete rulebook, but you probably won't need it.
Yeah, it's a very simple game. However, the first step is really exciting, super fun. The first thing that we must do is we need to come up with basically an opening story here, which is us building this community. So before we can even begin the game proper, where approximately is this? Where would you like this community to be? And just define, like, in general terms. Like, I want this community to be in a river or something. Like, it's inside a river or water elves or whatever. Yeah, let's all just go around, suggest, and come up with something.
I would like it to be kind of at the foot of a mountain that leads into a great plain.
Yeah, I'd like it to be near a mountain as well, but I'd like there to be some difficult terrain nearby of some sort. Maybe that's like magically active, like volcanism, or maybe it's some sort of wilds, like a jungle.
Ooh. For the volcanism, can I suggest, like there was an eruption once, and the lava splashed up against the dome of our ether, and now there's like that like half dome of like lava covering half of our thing.
Do we have a bubble yet? Are we talking settlement?
We just know where the place is. We don't know.
Yeah, we're just
there's a bubble?
describing, like, geographically where this community would be first. So we'll put that on the table for later here. First step is just geographically. We want this to be in sort of like a ravine in a mountainous area with a jungle in the surrounding area. Is that?
I would
Lava.
I heard of plains. I'm fine with any one
plains.
difficult terrain.
Like it's a mountain range, and then like it's that kind of barrier thing where the surrounding area is very flat. Yes, and we would be on the actually either side. Either side works. Plains I would prefer, but
I'm
but
fine.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I definitely agree with Rody that there should be lava.
Okay, there's lava as well. Okay, so there's like lava in this area. We've got sort of a fairly expansive mountain range, and on the other side is the desert. And this mountain really just sucks up all the water, and then the desert is just there, not getting any of this water.
Yeah, probably catches on the far side of the mountain, and so there's just rivers on the far side or something, maybe an aqueduct.
Yeah,
But on this side, it's dry.
All the humid air goes and it hits the mountains and it drops all the water before it carries over into the desert. So
Yeah, like how Western Oregon is wet and Eastern Oregon sucks.
Exactly how it works in real life. Yes.
Beautiful. All right. So now that we have this here, are we going to be a mixed, a Clayborn, a Soulborn, or a Lightborn society?
I would like to not be Lightborn.
I agree.
But isn't the game about Lightborn? How could we not be Lightborn?
Aether Pilgrims aren't necessarily Lightborn. They move from place to place. Their goal is to protect the roads, essentially.
Yeah,
if we commit to Lightborn, it's going to be more heavily favored to Lightborn.
We can mix it, they said. No, why don't we just have a mix?
Yeah, like if we're expanding our community, it kind of makes sense for that to be like what relation in this town are we going to have once we're playing as these people that expand the ether? If we're playing people that expand ether and this community is Soulsborn, then it's probably going to be antagonists.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like Soulborn and they're interested in trade routes, but I think that one that might be more interesting is primarily Clayborn.
As I understand it, the Ether Pilgrims make the world fundamentally more dangerous for Soulsborn.
Well, what they do is they make the roads more ether filled, essentially.
Which
you can still be interested in the people who come with the goods, even if you don't want to be right next to the fire.
And the amount of ether creating the roads is minimal. It does not have a major effect on the Soulborn.
I'm okay with just having a mixed population in general.
Yeah,
why are we limiting our options? Just have it mixed. We don't have to have no Lightborn.
When I said no, not Lightborn, I meant it not being a primarily Lightborn thing, which would probably include humans or large sources of ether, which would exclude a lot of the Soulborn.
Right. And when I say a mixed settlement, what I mean is that there's a mixture of both ether areas and ether vacuums.
Oh, interesting. I think that like a primarily Clayborn settlement with heavy mixing or at least light mixing of other races would be probably pretty interesting. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, Clayborn's great because I think by nature, a Clayborn settlement, they don't really care about the ether there, and so you can have districts. Like if it's a Clayborn kind of settlement, they can go to either district. If they've got like ether districts and not ether districts, they don't really care.
Okay. So this is just sort of a mixed zone civilization here. How are we situated with respect to like the rivers? Are we on the river or are we in more of a plain area?
I think there would have to be like a river to the side because there would be water falling on these mountains coming down and like making a river going out.
We're running out of sides to put things on. We got plains on one side, mountains on the other side. We got lava on the third side.
Well, no, the mountains are the divider. The desert's on the left. Like we can put those mountains all the way on the left and just say the desert's over there.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to do here.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm imagining like a river kind of like this. Can you see my arrow? I don't know how.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. Like it kind of flows down from the mountain and out. And so then we could be kind of like, somewhere here.
And there's
So
like
we're kind
a sort of like a lake of lava over here, kind of as well as something that was mentioned.
Oh, I can draw the lava.
Ooh, okay. Draw the lava in this sort of general area here, and then once it's finished, I'm going to blow everything up. We're going to like double the size so that we can actually draw.
I can't control the existing lava. I was thinking more lava plains. Like there's just
Oh
like
no!
like
I would.
Do you think it's like an open lake of lava, or more like there's lava underneath a thin surface of?
there's just like a
Well,
couple of lakes of
Like a
lava.
lava pool, like
yeah,
it's like a little kind of lava pool.
there's lava underneath, and then it's exposed. It's kind of opened up, and you can see the lava underneath.
Do you think it changes at the time of year, like how there's thin ice over lakes sometimes?
It kind of like the reason why it's still lava is because it like intersected one of these ether bubbles that we have for the Lightborn or for the Soulsborn or whatever they are.
We don't.
And
Okay.
the lava can't keep going, but it doesn't cool down either.
Oh, that's really cool. I really like that. So, like in one of the Lightborn districts here, I'm going to use like this light blue here. We've got like a bubble that's created, and it just like blocks off the lava.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, there's probably some taxes to keep the light bubble going, and also the
Mhm.
Soulborn are mad about it.
Well, they're probably happy they're not being burned alive by lava.
Yeah, but they're still mad about it.
They are begrudgingly accepting it, but they don't like it. Let's move this up a little bit just to give more room for our Soulborn part of town. Okay,
I
I'm
think
gonna
we're. Oh, sorry.
blow this up here, everyone.
Would the town build by the lava, or wouldn't they just build somewhere else?
I think they're not building by the lava. It's just the lava creates sort of a natural boundary of the town.
Okay.
Okay, so there's one detail here. Blix, you made the river.
Yeah.
I think the mountains were. Okay, Rhodey did the desert, right? You were the desert? Oh, okay. Rhodey, you can draw a feature on the map as well. I'm bad
Shit.
at counting things. My detail is just like the Lightborn thing in addition to the lava pool.
What sort of thing do you think should be there? Because I feel like I had influence over the lava thing. So
I heavily stole that, so.
let's see. So there's like a river that probably has to do with farmland. Sometimes rivers flood. Maybe it's really seasonal, and like this whole desert right next to a river and mountains and lava thing has a lot of effect on the climate. So maybe downstream a ways there's some sort of like wreckage. What would that be? Like heavy erosion. Yeah, let's say that the river like sinks into big cliffs. How can I draw cliffs? Whatever, I'll just draw them in this color.
Yeah, this does
Oh,
not
this is a
have
weird
to be
color.
like great. It just
So
needs
like
to be good enough.
it like carved out a canyon, is what you're saying?
Yeah, so there's like these yeah, it carves out the river carves out a canyon in this softer stone down a ways. There's probably these like pillars or something, like some sort of staircase, probably artificial. Maybe like a deity did it or something, but you can climb down into the ravine. I don't know, I'm calling it a ravine or a canyon.
Okay.
Oh, it's so light on my screen. Are you talking about like this area? That's the ravine kind of thing.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
I'll make some of it in a slightly different color to make it a little bit more
Yeah,
visible.
kind of worn away by the river, combined with maybe some erosion there, maybe some natural sinkholes got hit into.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, Jazz, you have to draw something for the map here.
No pressure.
What are the
Here, 1 second. I'll draw it right now. Let me just walk to my computer.
You said like sinkholes, and so I imagine there's just these danger areas nearby.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what the danger areas consist of, so I just drew circles.
Okay.
I like that. I really like that. Like Yeah, because then like if the surrounding areas, if this is all plains, but then there's also it's just not geographically boring. There's watch out because there's caves underneath that exposed to sinkholes and stuff like that.
The river like ripped open this underground area here, and then it kind of goes down and into like this huge cave area that was underneath.
Yeah, maybe like starting here, the ground is like there's cave systems and stuff. The rock is different.
Yeah,
and
I can see there being.
That's why the ravine started there, because the ground was much easier to erode away with the river.
Yeah, it's like limestone, but that's mostly gone now. And now there's a combination of soft areas and hard areas. I imagine that this is because the river was flooding every now and then. And so I can see it flooding over and collecting in these other areas and doing stuff there.
Yeah.
So has anyone drawn the plains? No, right? Doesn't seem like it.
No, sort of plains, I think.
It's just kind of the empty spaces, all the plains.
Right.
I still feel like defining which area that's in, and maybe
exactly.
if there's animals or.
Yeah, well, I don't think we draw the animals yet. I think it's just geographical features. I was about to ask that actually. It's a good point. But sure, I'll.
I feel like a lot of open grassy areas involve larger, especially hoofed animals, like horses come to mind, but also ox.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they trample the saplings and stuff like that to keep it grassy.
And depending on how big this canyon ravine is and how long it's been there, there could be, distinct populations north and south of it.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves. So let's let Jazz make his terrain thing.
Yep.
I'll just gonna do
Okay, and then it goes above. Everyone, once this is like mostly finished, don't expand the map beyond the boundaries yet, because I'm just going to scale everything up here. I'm making it smaller for the sake of ease of drawing the terrain, and then I'm going to expand the size of everything to make it easier to draw in like the blanks that we've left. Does that make sense? Because we're mostly like focused around this area here.
But then it's like as we just like have like issues or resources or anything, that's when we expand out.
Exactly. Certain cards will say like invaders have come. Where are the invaders from? Well, here's this map of the surrounding terrain.
The river goes from left to right, right?
Yeah, it drains from the mountain.
Okay. I'm gonna add a blue little arrow there and have it like blend in.
It doesn't flow up the mountain here.
All right. I am going to move everything to the map layer.
Hooray!
Next step, I'm going to take the map layer. I'm going to use the scale tool. No. This is rocket surgery, I'm telling you. It's much more difficult than it looks.
When you told me your plan, I didn't believe that you could do it, but it looks like you're almost done, so.
No. The desert has merged with the mountains.
How will we ever redraw it if he messes up? This masterpiece.
This artistic genius. All right, so here's like the general terrain that we're working with. It's still kind of small, but it should be enough that we can vaguely go off what we're going for. I also just kind of want to move the lava pool and everything down just a little bit more.
I feel like the lava could move down. I didn't want to say anything.
It could like move further down, like enough to be useful to us, but like not enough that like like noxious fumes are waft over whenever the wind blows north.
Oh, that dome's protecting us. We're good.
That's right. Okay.
Ah, lava.
Go. Just to give us a little bit more room to move our city.
Why is it green? I want red.
What is
And then
the
this
scale
dot.
of this map?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
This is just sort of like a broad picture type of thing. Okay, we've got our map. So we have this society here. This bubble was obviously here before as the lava pool is formed around it. So our society was come to when a bunch of travelers found that there is this very large ether bubble which protected them from the surrounding monsters and darkspawn. They decided to set up shop around here. Some of the Soulborn people objected, however, to the over-reliance on the ether and settled in more of the northern part of town, further away from the ether bubble. But nonetheless, they were able to more or less get along together in this mountain town, which is currently unnamed, but we'll probably name it at some point later along. There is a desert to the west, and to the east, there is a very massive underground cave network, which has been laid bare by the river. Otherwise, aside from the lava pools, this is a large open plain area, and now we begin. The first step of this game is everyone must choose a starting resource. A resource that we declare could be anything. It's not necessarily a physical resource entirely. It could be an abstract concept like friendship. Trust is a resource. The resources that we all declare one resource. One of these will be the resource that we have. This will be an abundance. All of the other resources declared will be a scarcity.
I think wouldn't water be a really abundant resource to us?
Maybe.
Not necessarily.
can
The
I
river could be
choose-
really small.
Yeah,
not
so can I
drinkable.
choose something like the flow or the tide as a resource? Like when the tide comes in, we can grow a lot of crops.
There's no
Yeah.
Sure.
Are there?
I'm wondering how that
tides?
hypothetically. I don't know if I want that one.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Is you want to make the concepts broad enough that is something that the community cares about. So, for instance, tide is fine. Seasonal agriculture, I think, is just a little bit better as it's more abstract. Like, for instance, how do we have a scarcity of tide? Does the river just not? You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah, I was just thinking like the Nile doesn't flood this year or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean with that one here.
Right.
As time goes on, certain resources can come from abundance to regular, or from scarcity to regular, and even from scarcity to abundance.
Okay, I would like to declare a resource. I am going to say mundane fire is a resource that this community cares about.
Ooh, okay.
We get all this
Okay.
ether fire, and it kind of like interferes with regular fire.
Very nice. Okay.
Can I ask a question? How is the bubble formed from an ether fire?
Yep, the bubble is formed from an ether fire. Some of them are naturally occurring. Then there's artificial ether fires, which are created by humans.
So
Is-
the natural source of ether is still a fire.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
The goddess just told people how to make them, and they started artificially creating these fires.
All right.
Is the bubble itself composed out of the fire, or there a fire and also a bubble that generates like the smoke from the ether fire or something like
Yes,
that?
the ether fire produces no smoke. Instead, it produces ether. The result of the combustion is the creation of ether.
Does it produce heat?
It also produces heat.
Okay.
Want to pick something straightforward like iron?
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
iron's
probably.
used for a lot of things, but you get interesting things when you don't have it.
Yeah, so is this like Japan then, maybe? Or do
Oh,
you
I
think not
guess.
a lot of it?
Well, yeah. Well, they just had low quality iron, right?
Yeah, they had very poor iron. I wonder if we get it from the mountains or the desert or the river. Maybe the river. Or the caves.
I think. Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying, like, the ravines are a good place to find iron in Minecraft.
Good point.
I think we would have a scarcity of wood. I think we like because mountainous trees would be pretty thin, and then there's a
Okay.
plains to our east and a desert to our west.
I
So,
really love that you've selected a resource with the intention of just, like, immediately voting against it to make a scarcity. It's
Yeah, I
really
think we're
good.
Isn't that
we're
the
just
rule?
we're just picking
No.
resources at the moment, and
Yeah.
then we'll decide. I think which. I mean, you could do it beforehand, I guess. Technically,
Yeah,
too.
no, that's completely reasonable because we pick 6 resources. We each pick a resource, and then we decide which one of these is abundant, and then the other ones are scarcities.
Oh, so
We'll
I
try and
should
pick things
just
that are
say wood.
interesting both in abundance or in scarcity.
Exactly. So wood, for example, you picked wood as a resource, and you want it to be a scarcity, so you just don't vote for wood, and it becomes a scarcity. I think that's a really cool way of doing things, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
What we're choosing now is what our community cares about.
Hmm.
Can I declare like trade caravans as a resource? Is caravans a resource? Like the amount
Yeah.
of connection we have to other societies?
I'm gonna put trades and caravans as
Yeah.
sort of linked.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That's what I want.
I'm gonna pick one here. Interspecies relationships.
Ooh. That leaves Jazz to pick a resource.
All right. My resource. So we have water, interspecies
Uh,
relationships, and trades.
We
We're gonna
have fire.
Fire as well. Okay.
If you did pick water, then we would have most of the 5 elements.
Ooh.
All right, I'll pick dirt. So we have. No, let me think. So we have the mountains, right? To us,
Mhm.
and the plains as well. I'm thinking maybe. Well, do we want any like grazing animal on the grass in the plains, the grassy plains? I'm thinking we probably do. That
That's a
could be
cool idea.
fun. Okay, yeah, let's do. Actually, no, let's do goats. We have mountain goats. That sounds fun.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay. So we have our 6. Which ones do you all vote for, everyone?
Goats. I vote for goats.
Abundance of goats?
You really want an abundance of goats?
The
I guess
goats are
technically
important to us.
we still have the other resources. They're just not as abundant, I guess, right? That's the
We have a
idea.
scarcity of them.
I want to explore exactly why this community cares about goats so much.
Well,
I think that is the most interesting one to have an abundance of. So I also vote goats.
So since we didn't say
Oh, that will
stone,
be-
what does that mean?
I mean, stone
So-
is not highly important to us.
Yeah, this could mean a number of things. Like, of course, we don't care about stone. There's a mountain right there. It could
Oh.
also mean we don't care about stone, period. It could also just mean, yeah, we've got stone, it's whatever.
Okay.
So, for example, if we declare a scarcity of goats, this could mean a number of things. It could mean we hunted the goats to near extinction. It could mean that we love the goats so much and they're rare and we want to find more, etc.
Okay. Because I was thinking, like, since we would have a scarcity of wood, which is what I would be voting for. If I would be voting for a scarcity of wood, that like most of our structures would be made of stone.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But then,
like,
so
if
then
we have a
didn't
scarcity
say
of wood and
stone, so
iron,
how does that work?
maybe we're using the goat bones for most things.
That's
I
like,
think,
Whoa.
I think no.
Or maybe we worship the goats.
Well, I
would
was
think
thinking
we'd
that
have a
So like the
surplus
goats give us
vibe.
food, they give us
I think-
tools.
Yeah,
I
we
think
can
we
make
already
teepees.
have one don't we? We're not that that maybe we worship. Yeah, well, that makes sense. That sounds cool.
But
I want to vote
because we
goat too. Sorry.
but because we didn't say stone, I just don't get how that works.
It's not an abundance nor a scarcity.
We don't
What
ever
the
go-
resources are what our community cares about.
The
That
way
doesn't
I
mean
see
it's
it is
not there.
Can I change my wood to stone and say we have an abundance of it? That's kind of what I was originally aiming for.
Okay, then everyone has to vote for stone, though. Like, if everyone does not vote for
Oh,
stone,
is there
it
only
becomes a
one
scarcity.
is
Yes,
there only
one abundance and 5 scarcity.
Okay,
We're creating
Never
5
mind,
problems
then.
for ourselves.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
feel
we're
like
doing.
a
Never mind.
scarcity of wood seems cool.
Yeah. I still say wood.
Also, I didn't
but-
realize 5 of them were scarcities. I thought some of them would be just
Nope.
regular,
Mhm.
but we still care about it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
the
gonna
difficulty.
I'm going to say iron for my vote for abundance.
It's
Abundance of
reasonable,
iron?
given the layout.
Definitely saying goats. Like you wake up in the night, you look over to the mountains, you see a tribe of goats there, and you know you rest secure knowing that you have bone for your tools, and you have food for your bellies, and you have hide for your
Close.
blankets.
For your walls and stuff.
That's a
Okay,
cool idea. Cattle,
Friend
but our
hello.
cattle is just goats only.
And over time, these abundances can change too. So.
I'm
And I
actually
like-
going to go ahead and vote for iron as well. I think iron is an interesting abundance.
So wait, can everyone write their vote in the chat so we can see?
Okay, the iron. I didn't realize iron was here. Think for a second.
Yeah, that's the 3 elements out of the 5 joke.
Iron's a really interesting one. If everyone's just wearing iron armor, could you imagine that? That sounds so cool.
Or like the tools we can make better, plows pulled by the goats.
But I'm just thinking, in reference to like iron armor, there's a pool of lava right next to the town. If you're wearing iron armor, a lot of people are going to be more clumsy, or like if you start to fall into the river and you're wearing iron armor, you're going to sink. Like you're not really incentivized to wear armor here.
That's the fun sounding thing. I guess this is D&D lava. It's not like if you stand close to it, you start burning, right? Or
And it's also a significant distance away from the town.
Yeah, we're not building like right on the edge.
well,
Like
if
no
we
one's
pick-
going to live on the cliff, like
If we-
overlooking the
well,
lava.
if we pick iron, the lava is like so freaking convenient. If you think about it, we basically have like the best
a
material for a
forge.
forge.
Yeah.
But like the idea of like everyone being these ironclad like hunter gatherers sounds so cool. But I'm gonna do goats.
And it could
I
be
think.
like minimal armor. Like it could be, maybe like helmets are used a lot
I mean,
more
we'll
often.
still have iron. It just means not everyone is like culturally attached to iron as much. I'm just gonna vote.
Well, no,
iron.
it'll be very important to us, but
Well-
there won't be very much of it.
All right,
Yeah,
Matt,
it's kind of the opposite.
Matt,
If
you're
you-
the last guy.
if you create a tie, we will resolve this with dice rolls.
Do it. You won't.
I'm actually just going to throw my hat in for interspecies relationship.
Yeah, that was a cool idea too.
Because
Nice.
what kind of society would arrive from that?
Okay, yeah,
America. I'm just kidding.
that's an interesting one. Okay, so we have goats in abundance, and everything else is a scarcity, but something that we want. So what this implies here is that this place is, first of all, it has a want for wood and iron, and most of its fires are of the ether variety, which is causing problems with the soulborn, I imagine. We have an abundance, I guess, of goats, but we also just are unable to trade stuff. People are not coming in, and we want to have bridging between the society here of all the different species, but it's just not happening right now. So that's sort of what we've implied by these scarcities and abundances. We do have plenty of goats. I imagine like everyone has like a few goats in their houses. It's just a
Nice.
normal thing to own goats.
Yeah, very, very medieval village kind of sense.
Yeah, that's your home. That's your homestead. It's
Like it
just a
makes
goat.
sense in this kind of environment where the only livestock wild were goats. That's what we would domesticate.
Okay. Well, with that, we are ready to begin the game proper. So this game is unlike D&D where you roll the dice and pay the price, this time you play a card and then you think hard about what you're going to do. So I'm going to shuffle the cards and I will draw the first card here to establish it. And then from there, we'll go in turn order. So myself, Blix, Matt, Jazz, Tim, and then Rhodey. And I will start now with Spring. So each card has a decision on it. And then you have to describe what this decision is. I have got, are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community? Or how old are the eldest members of the community? What special needs do they have? So I am going to go with a just a wild one, just a huge right hook. The eldest members of the community are two demons that help founded the city. They are immortal beings and they are overseers for everything, but they are extremely lackadaisy. They don't do a lot of work. They're very hands off. The special needs that they have, however, is they are really old, ancient, elder demons, and they are constantly demanding that they get pampered and everything, and they're pretty obnoxious to deal with. But they also protect the village. So here we are. That is the card. And now, Blix, here's your card.
Oh, I don't draw it.
Don't you do like Star Project, Puck?
Yeah, so after each turn, you start a project, or you can hold a meeting. Good on you. Okay.
So
My
hold-
project.
Sorry.
Yeah, at the end of each turn, you start a project or hold a meeting. When you hold a meeting, you can either discuss something, or if you'd like, you could have like a round table discussion. So the difference is when you're holding a discussion with a question, you get to say like the last thing in the question. Whereas if you open with a declaration, you say, I declare we are all going to stop doing this.
The reason why hold a discussion is a thing, by the way, is because when it's someone else's turn, you cannot speak at all. Even if they do something you don't like, you can't say anything.
Right.
That's why hold discussion. Yeah.
So when I picked this card, I decided this is what the thing is, and then that's what the thing is. We unilaterally decide it. The other thing that you can do is you can start the project as well. You can also discover something new, which is fun. I like to discover new things. You get to introduce something. So I am actually going to discover something new. In the ravine, there is a strange unknown type of metal that has been discovered for the first time.
Cool.
It is very deep in the ravine and extremely difficult to get to, and no mining expeditions are able to get there. But an adventuring party was able to determine that there's this weird off-green metal.
Manti.
The fun part where Puck gets to draw a demon and some metal.
Okay. And I am going to draw this. Anyways, Blix, you get to pick a card here and pick one of the two options on it.
All right. So it's this one.
It's this one. Mm-hmm.
All right. What important and basic tools does community lack, or where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store things? I think we're pretty good on tools. For storing, I say we store. We're probably built right up to the mountains. We store our food in a cave in the mountains because it holds its temperature pretty low all year round. But it's risky because it is prone to flooding.
Okay. So go ahead and draw that on the map.
All right.
And you also get to pick an action. So you can discover something new, you can hold a discussion, or start a project. Discovering something new, you don't get to do anything with it. You just introduce something to the map. It's there, and someone else maybe does something with it. Starting a project can be anything, but it takes between 1 to 6 weeks. Here we are on week 2.
There's that little
week-
black dot.
A week is a player's turn, yeah.
black.
Mhm.
Color that in proper. Work on projects, discover something new, hold a discussion, start a project. Start a project. I think we should start a mine into the mountain.
Into the mountain?
Yeah. Something nearby.
All right. So,
Yeah.
how long will this take? 1 to 6 weeks.
Oh, that's never mind. That's a much longer thing. It's not
If
gonna be
It says in the book, Pog, I don't know if we're doing it. If something's longer than 6 weeks, you could say like it's multiple stages or whatever. So like
Mhm.
start a new project to continue it, I think is what it is. But I don't know.
Yeah, you can do that if you'd like. If you think that it would take longer, then it's up to you.
Maybe we should I think we should start building or digging out I don't right. I can't remember what the word is, but an offshoot from the river to bring us fresh water more easily and towards farmland.
Okay.
So it's closer nearby. So like we could like build something like this.
Some sort of
So that
irrigation.
the water still flows, but it's now closer to us. Like it doesn't divert the whole river, but there's a significant amount coming down this way.
Okay, so just to sort of integrate it with the town makes sense. How long will this
Nearby.
take?
Oh,
Is this exclusively for agriculture, or are we also going to use it for drinking water?
both. Yeah. This will take.
It seems like it's kind of a larger thing if we're
These are
getting a
they're both
main.
large.
Just say like 6 weeks then.
I'll say 6 weeks.
Like a
That's
month and a
the-
half.
Yeah.
All right, I will mark that in. All right, let's delete this card then.
What's the
I-
borders of this town? Can we say that? I mean, it
No,
will expand at some point, right?
no.
What's-
The reason why I'm not doing that is so that later on we can define the borders. I'm keeping it abstract for now.
There's no property rights in Dungeons and Dragons. You can just kill a guy and take his stuff.
That's true. Matt, go ahead and draw a card from the
All
spring
right,
deck.
So should I like draw lightly what the like the path of that I'm going for?
Yeah, if you could, like maybe like a dotted line or something.
Yeah.
King of Hearts.
Ooh, I love this
Young
card.
boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done? Interesting.
Something like that.
I mean, digging something up can be a lot of different things, actually. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Okay. A young boy starts digging in the ground, and he discovers something unexpected. What he discovers is some kind of holy relic to, let's pick one of the deities. What's the human deity again?
The god of the humans is Theseus.
Yeah, so a Theseus artifact of some kind. I don't know what her like holy symbol is.
Theseus, it's a halo over a pair of wings.
So what would be something? What's an artifact that's important to her? Maybe it's like a small statue of a winged woman, like an angel,
Ooh, okay.
radiates some kind of magic.
What material is it made of?
silver. What kind of
Alright,
silver
this-
alloy?
Silver statue of Theseus. Okay, then it's your action. You can start a discussion, a project, or discover something new.
I would like to discover something new. Across the mountains in the desert, they find these extremely large and dangerous spiders that have a special kind of silk that looks useful, but they are monstrous spiders that will like kill most people.
Oh no!
All right, let's see some spiders.
Desert spiders.
Alright, everyone, we have fantasy desert spiders now. I no longer like this setting.
Pray that they're not intelligent.
Okay, while you work on that, Jazz, go ahead and draw the next card. Yep.
To draw your relic too, I think.
What
Luckily,
color do
there's
you
a
think they
mountain.
are? Like brown?
There's a
Oh
mountain.
yeah,
between
spiders
them.
are notorious for not being able to climb walls.
Mountains.
Alright, let's see this next card.
Kaz, you there?
Bop, bop. Bop, bop. Alright, we will skip Jazz for now, and we'll get to him later.
Oh,
Oh,
so
you're back?
each card is a week, right?
That's
Yep.
correct. So we've advanced the project clock. I've been keeping an eye on it here. And so right now we're at 5 weeks until your project is completed.
Yes.
5 weeks,
Alright,
baby.
Jazz, go ahead and draw a spring card.
Spring, okay. Draw one card. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm just typing with one hand at the
From
moment. One
spring,
card. There you
right?
go. Draw. Spring's the top one, right? Yeah.
No, the top one
Oh.
should be autumn.
How do I freaking bring this back in there? Do I just click and drag it?
Just keep that when it's autumn. You'll play that one.
All right. Sorry, I should have just. Oh, it says right there when I highlight. My bad.
Third one.
Hey, that's all right. I made the exact same mistake my first time with this Roll20 map.
I don't know why they didn't put them in order.
It's
'Cause
not
they're
even
broken.
alphabetical.
No.
How do we see the
Oh, that is
card?
weird. I looked at A and I was like, oh, it's alphabetical, and then I stopped thinking about it.
Put your card onto the table, Jazz. I think you have to like draw it out onto there.
Oh, do I have to put it on the table? Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, so that everyone else can see it.
There you go. Y'all see it?
Mhm.
Cool, cool. All right. There is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? At nighttime, a lot of kids have been gone missing. Sorry, a lot of kids have been found missing recently, and there are rumors that a sort of lithe, like skinny but very very short, like maybe 2 feet tall, sort of human-looking elf-looking thing with wings comes and takes these children from their beds. I don't know how I would draw that. I gotta draw that, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, that
Maybe
sounds a
like
lot
off
like
in the
Theseus.
corner because it's not physically present in any particular place.
Okay, and for your action,
My action. Okay. Okay, we've been discovering a lot of new shit recently, haven't we? Okay, I'm gonna start a project to build like palisade walls around our place. I think
Yeah.
that would probably take at least 2 weeks, maybe. That's what my guess is. I don't know what anyone else thinks. What do you guys think?
What kind of walls?
Like palisades, so like those little wooden things you drive into the ground at the top. They're spiky. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to define the boundary of our town because I was wondering about walls.
So
well,
when
this
this
is exactly when something like that would come into
Yeah.
play. But I do want to bring a point in contention. If you look at our scarcities,
Of wood.
Yeah, wood.
There's no wood at all.
Not enough
Scarce.
to use on a gigantic.
I mean,
palisade.
no, you couldn't. You can. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. Just bear in mind that if you do that now, like the limited wood we have is being used for these palisades.
You could use
Yeah, and also there might be people who take contention tokens.
we could use stone. We've got a lot of stone, but we just don't have a mine for it.
Stone palisades is cool.
Yeah.
All right, stone it is then. Yeah, I like that. Then since it's stone, that involve like actual stone cutting and stuff. That'd probably be like another week, I think, maybe 3 weeks. That's just my take.
All right, go ahead and draw the boundaries of the town then.
Now or after the project's time? Because the project might fuck up for all we know.
That's true. That's true.
And we could
so 30
expand. You know, like we could realize at some point, oh, we're too big for these walls, and you know.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, you could like draw a couple of pieces and be like, yeah, this is what gets started in the first week, and that just denotes the project is started.
Usually use like dice, don't you?
Someone new arrives who, or two of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them? Okay. I think someone new arrives. We still don't have a lot of trade, and this person that comes doesn't have any trade for us. But it's actually a full-blood angel who's heard that like demons run this town, and they come here and they're like, what if we had my influence instead? So they build a house next to the demon's house, and they demand that everyone comes worship them instead, and they try to give everyone orders while the demons are also giving them orders. And they're not like, it's kind of like a Cold War, but they're not actually like fighting each other.
Okay.
I have to draw a real angel now. There's a lot of angels now.
Yeah.
The history of this place is fucked. We found this dome already here.
Some demons are like, you guys should probably live here, but like keep us the hell away from it. And then an angel's like, okay, bet.
Isn't the purpose of those demons that they would probably keep the angel away?
Well, the angel's not hostile. Their goal is mostly to keep like attackers away.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, this is a Luskalia angel, right? They're different.
Mhm. Correct. The deities. So in Luskalia, technically, angels and demons work for like the same side. They just don't get along very well. Angels are extremely strict in how they do things, whereas demons are encouraged by their deity actually just to do whatever they want. Kanchanbal does want the angels to be freely doing, or not the angels, the demons to be freely doing what their hearts desire. Whereas the angels believe if you're not a perfect worker for Theseus, then you're doing a disservice to heaven.
Yeah, they're not like fighting each other. This is like an HOA, and they're fighting for presidency of the board. And
Yeah,
everybody's just
exactly.
kind of like annoyed with them. All right, I'm going to make a discovery. People are out like in the canyon, like prospecting and stuff, and they get greeted by someone. Actually, they find like a crab person, a mutated crab person who like waves a spear around and says, "These are our pools. The river made our canyon, and it made our cave system full of water, and now we live here, and you can't come down here anymore, okay?" He waves a spear at them again.
All right.
I'm gonna draw crab people.
Moderate-sized enemy crab.
Not even giant enemy crabs.
I'm gonna draw a spring card.
Okay. Also, I should note that the projects went down. There are 3 weeks on the river diverting project and 2 weeks on the stone palisades.
Mine has more text than anybody else's, so this is gonna take a moment. A charismatic young girl will either convince many to help her with an elaborate scheme. I have to answer what is it and who joins her endeavors, and start a project to reflect. I don't know what that means, to reflect. I assume it just means start a project. Oh, to reflect your decisions, to represent it. Or tries to tempt many into sinful or dangerous activity. Why does she do this? How does the community respond? So since the angel just showed up, I feel like it might be interesting to do some sort of dangerous activity. Um, it's sort of sinful to be aligned with the Lightborn, so I'm wondering if maybe. I mean, I guess it's not dangerous in the overt lava sense, but something about reinforcing this ether bubble, like try to reach out to Lightborn people. Maybe they're not super young, but they're sort of a young adult. And one time, or they're like creating a small sub community that tries to talk to next people coming into town from a Lightborn settlement and be like, hey, how do we like amp up this ether bubble? Because we want to expand those boundaries with the stone walls and stuff like that. And this lava stuff is just really getting in our way. Why does she do this? I don't know. They're selfish, or they want to have more land. Maybe their house is right next to the lava, and they've had like grew up having nightmares about the lava landing on their house, and so they're giving this like plea story, making it really personal.
Okay.
And the community is interested enough, but only a few of them do anything about it. And a few of them are like afraid of the angels. So there's a bit of a divergence in the community. It creates a little bit of the mixed community situation. Some people start to align more with light or Soulborn.
Okay, nice. She has fractured the community. How long will this project take?
Well, I chose the second option. It doesn't say start project
Oh,
to
okay.
reflect.
Okay, sorry. I see. Second one.
I can still choose with a project duration though.
That's true. If you want to start a project with your action, I misread. Sorry, I thought you were doing the first one, making a project to expand, but you're just laying the groundwork for this.
Oh, I
see.
guess these are both elaborate schemes, aren't they?
Mhm. I mean, both of them make sense. In the first one, you're actively working towards it, whereas in the second one, she's trying to lay the groundwork, and maybe it doesn't land.
Is it like a girl trying to convince people to expand, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Basically, but to do so specifically through expanding the ether bubble, which requires, I don't know how you make fires go, probably wood, which is probably a bad idea here.
Yeah, essentially there's a magically treated wood that is used as fuel.
Cool. So I imagined that I would be doing something involving a Lightborn person showing up. Maybe that's a project. Maybe
Okay.
that just interacts with this card. A Lightborn person shows up and is basically trying to get people to interact with a sort of nearby community, like a small kingdom trying to make its place in the world.
Okay. Yep, that's discover something new, I think. So she arrives, tempts everyone to like work with it, and then you discover this community. Where is the community?
I think it's a little bit like a little ways off the map, given my understanding of scale of things. But I imagine it's across the river. So it's not through the plains, but it's sort of to the north, northeast or something.
Okay, just draw it somewhere in the northeast then. Just a small little settlement. Very cool. Flips around then. I am now up in the driver's seat. And I get to pick. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam this area? Are you safe? Where does everyone sleep? I think this is interesting in that there's a very clear division. By the way, the boundaries will be completed in 1 week, and in 2 weeks, the rivers will be diverted. I think that there is a problem with the sleeping quarters in that the ether bubble creates a very nice place to live for the Lightborn. However, the Soulborn minority that lives within this community is kind of forced onto the northern fringes of town, which creates a bit of a sort of power struggle, I guess, where the Soulborn people feel like they want to move down as well, but this ether bubble is pushing them back, and they wish that they had more room, essentially, to move. Okay. And the demons notably are soulborn, as are the angels, but they get like this huge, like giant mansion. Oh wow! A contempt has been given. All right.
I think that Blix started a 6-week project. I'm not sure on that.
Yep. There's a project. I am looking into the weeks. So there's 1 week on boundaries, 2 weeks on river. Anyway,
When does that count down? Like, what's the counting down?
at the end
It
of the
says
week.
work. Yeah.
So
You can get-
my project will be done at the end of my turn. 'Cause 6
Exactly,
weeks,
and
6
Jazz's will
people.
be done at the end of mine. I am going to start a project. So it's discovered that there's this nearby settlement, and with this charismatic young girl, she lets slip that there are other settlements as well. I guess it's not really like a secret that other places exist, but rather than this Lightborn town, they want to go even further into a very large sort of central trading hub here. We need to fix our trade routes, so we're going to try to chart a course here that goes up across the river to this Lightborn settlement and to the main trading area of the region. And this will take 6 weeks because we have to like literally plan this route out. And that's just stage 1. Stage 2 is actually making the trade route. But 6 weeks in order to plan the route. And so, Jazz, you've finished your project. Go ahead and mark the boundaries.
All right, let's see.
Where did you build our palisade?
Let's see. Where do we want these boundaries to go? Actually, we kind of have natural boundaries of the mountains, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the river. And the lava.
Where are the spiders? I don't see them.
The spiders are to the west.
The west.
Look over
I
the
see.
mountain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know they're gonna climb over the mountain, dude. They're spiders. All right. Do we want the lava inner walls? Probably. Seems like a useful resource. All right. Here are our boundaries. Oops, that's not thick enough. Sorry. 1 second. Ignore that.
You can expand this, you can like drag. Okay.
No, I mean the size of the lines
You can change
There
the
we
thickness.
after making it, right? Yeah, I realized that afterwards. That's why. There you go. I think this is good.
Really?
Good a wall as any.
Holy crap, you
are you
bought up
sure?
a lot.
This is
huge.
excessive, right?
You want to run the whole fucking ravine?
Huge.
I'm gonna take contempt if we go with this.
Yeah, like
That's
Is this
way. There's no way that's 3 weeks. That's like 30. Like 300
Let Jazz do
years.
what he
That's like a
wants.
300-year project.
All right, all right.
I mean, if Jazz wants to
Yeah.
have his big
You're not
walls, he can have
supposed-
his big
I don't know
walls.
if you're supposed to be talking to this, but all right.
I feel
Okay.
like there's just like one wall. We're adding just like a wall in one
Well,
direction
I'm trying to
enforce our boundary
include. I'm trying to include as much area as we can.
Mhm.
I guess so we don't want the caves.
yeah.
Then. All right, I'll do this.
I'm
I'll
just
do
saying, like the ravine is like downriver. It's a pretty zoomed out thing. But if you'd like to include part of the ravine, that's fine. I'm just saying, like,
there. We do that.
yeah. Okay. So, like, is the ether bubble out of the wall then?
Where exact? That's the ether bubble.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I have to move that over.
Yeah.
One second. I'll shift it over.
Our settlements basically like
There.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we pressed up against the mountain. We're just gonna be pressed up against the mountain.
Okay.
I
Hey,
still feel like this is a lot.
Wait, that's okay. Wait, so
Well,
I
that just
didn't know
means
we
it got
figured-
spread
okay.
thin.
Jazz,
All right,
don't let
sorry.
them, don't let them change their mind, Jazz.
let me clarify. Okay, so I did not know that we had the already set boundaries. I thought we did not. So we're living in
Oh.
just that little quadrant there.
It's designed.
Basically.
Yeah, this is like a large area. It's just the map doesn't make it look huge when you compare the giant sizes of everything.
Where are we still 60 to 80 people like the original game or more?
You have not decided.
This one, we have not decided. It's kept abstract right now. So
I
you
imagine
want
the
to
size of like this big or something.
include the lava, right?
All right,
You
here,
mentioned that.
I'll redraw it. Just here.
No,
I
no,
got
no,
it.
no,
No, you get to
let's-
make the decision. I feel like this is a fine decision to have made.
Yeah, no, this
Um,
is like legitimate. You want to include the lava, right?
Well, this
said?
is like 8 times the size of where we're actually staying. That's the thing. So I don't know if this really does make sense if we're just in that quadrant next to the
Well,
river.
we're not currently, but like the idea of making the walls big to expand, that totally makes sense. It's up to
Like
you
you
though.
sort of, you don't want to hold the, you don't want to be defending. These are just like small trenches or small fortifications to defend like something you can put your archers up against or something. These aren't like towering keep walls or something.
No, they're
Alright.
like palaces.
So you don't want those to be right next to your house.
Yeah. That's it.
Stone palisade.
Okay. I actually do like this. I like that we have an area to the north of the river as well that's currently at like we don't have anything there, but now we can. It's protected. It's cool. All right.
I'm gonna take a contempt token on that.
All right, 1 contempt token, 2 contempt tokens. I think it's good. I'm
fine.
not giving contempt. I'm booling. Go ahead then, Blix, draw a card.
Oh,
Party hard.
I want to understand. Did we build a wall up against the mountain too for spiders or something?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the idea.
What group has the highest status in the community, or are there distinct family units in the community?
Did my internet die?
No,
No,
he's
I'm
thinking.
just thinking because this is. I don't know what to do with this card.
Family unit seems like the easier one.
Really, I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking the first one was easier.
I mean, the first one isn't the direction I want to push this, though. I mean, B, the second option is basically just what I was assuming was going on already. Yeah, they're distinct family units. Yeah, some people came here as, a whole family. Other people didn't, but are, finding relationships. I mean, a non-distinct family unit on this scale, I don't think makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, some people came here as, families. Some people didn't, and the people who didn't are, they're finding, people they want to go out with and marry and stuff like that within the community. So yeah, I mean, there's a sense of community building, because people will look out for their own family, but will also help their neighbors. Because, I mean, it's not a huge group. And those who aren't, who haven't found family or whatever, they still. I really don't like this card.
It sounds like it's sort of single family oriented.
Yeah, single
you're saying
family.
that people live in groups of like 2 to 5, not like 14.
Yeah, it's like 2 to 5.
Okay.
It's not huge.
Not big communal multi-family homes.
Yeah, it's not a communal thing. But it's not like isolated either.
You're saying just traditional family structures.
Yeah, traditional stuff. So I'm not really doing much with this card. Traditional family structure kind of thing here.
Western family structure.
Yeah.
All right. So at the end of this, you get to declare an action.
Yeah, let me look at those again.
We could hold a discussion. We haven't done that yet.
Holding a discussion introduces
look
more than you think it does.
It's the only time we could talk, right, about the game. So
Yeah, we're just like discussing things, but we are not like discussing the decisions people make is the idea.
Yeah, it's also formalized. Blix gets to talk first and last, and everybody has to talk in order.
Everyone
Well,
only get
if
one or
he's
two
asking a
sentences.
question, so if the question is like, should we be like letting the spiders into our community, for example, then you get
I
to
see.
ask it last. But if you declare something like, we are the group that's going to kill all the giant spiders, then you don't get to say something at the end.
Yeah, I think I know what I want. I'll do a discussion.
Okay.
Start single argument composed of 1 to 2 sentences. There's an issue I want to bring up.
Hey, is this a declaration or is it a roundtable discussion?
What is the difference?
If you're making a declaration, you are representing some fraction of the community saying something and everyone responds to what you've said. If you
Okay.
hold a discussion, you are proposing an issue, then everyone discusses, then you get to represent your group answering that question at the end.
I think this is a declaration. There are a lot of members of the community saying that the demons themselves were enough of a higher entity kind of. The demons enough were kind of already enough too much of an overlord kind of situation, and with the introduction of the angel, the situation has gotten out of hand. Two different factions demanding, worship and the best of things, and it's too much for us to take.
Okay. And you are saying this on behalf of which group?
Is this a group of people
What do you
that
mean by
want to
which?
throw them all out and have a new form of
Yeah,
government?
there's a
Okay.
group that wants them gone.
Okay. All right, let's have the round table. Matt, you're first.
I get like 1 or 2 sentences, right?
Yep.
Yes, we should rebel against them and own the means of protection ourselves.
Okay, Jazz.
Kill the angel. Praise Kalancha Ball.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like that.
Now
All
I've
right.
lived next to these demons for 3 years, and this angel here, she's a good neighbor too, and I really don't think they're hurting nothing. I mean, they are real fussy, but we work as a community. We do whatever we want. I mean, they try to yell at us, but we just do whatever we want, right?
We need some sort of positive influence on the community in order to guide us.
Does that indicate like the size of each faction at that point? Which means it sounds like it's pretty evenly split.
Well, I don't know why we are really listening to Physius at all.
What did you say? Did you say what you aren't or are?
Why we are.
Okay.
He's our soulborn against Physius.
The Soulborn? Interesting.
So they're talking about the angel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like 3 to 2 rebel against the angel.
We're just discussing the thing here. We're not really
It's not
doing
the vote.
anything with it. Yeah.
Discussions, they explicitly do not come to a conclusion.
Because so the reason discussion's a thing is you're not supposed to talk at all during anyone else's turn. So if you want to start a discussion to see what other people think, then you do it, basically.
What this
Okay.
does, though, is instead of like voting on what we're doing, instead we're gauging the community based off various factions of the community. And then this could then lead to someone stating a project to be like, get rid of the angels or whatever.
And then the idea behind the contempt is sort of like nudging people, like, hey, maybe we should have a discussion or whatever. That's why you give contempts over time. It's like, we're not going in the same direction or whatever.
Like there was a lot of contempt over building a wall.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, listen, when you define abstract scales, we run into problems of like not knowing how big things are. It's a blessing and a curse. But Blix, your project is finished. You've diverted the river.
So hold on, I end that with a statement or something.
You didn't ask a question.
That's for the question. Okay. All right. Yeah, I gauged interest. Yes, and now the river has been moved. Now kind of... I guess the scale is different then. Alright, yeah, it's my turn.
What's the result of your project? Like, does anything go weird? Like,
Oh.
what does this do for community?
Well, it's weird because I was originally imagining that the scale was much smaller and that having the water come towards the settlement would make things easier for us. But now that we've boxed in the whole thing...
I mean, your project is finishing now. You can decide everything about the results now. You don't have to hold to the thing that you drew before.
The thing is, it's no longer needed. We've
Well,
boxed in the river.
I think the scale is still big. It's just the fence was literally that big. It's just very thin and spread over long distances. So maybe it's not like a complete solid palisade. It's spikes
It's just
spread throughout. So it'll...
Exactly, yeah.
Knee-high wall kind of thing.
That's what Jazz was describing, like just stone palisades sort of around the premise to define our territory and provide some defense.
I also want to clarify about my contribution to the discussion. Like, I was trying to communicate subservience. Like, we're looking for some sort of leader, because there's spiders and lava all over the place. Rather than fuck these, or like, I love these angels. Just I need something to guide us.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. In case that changes how
So
the
let me
discussion is
draw
interpreted
this.
later.
This means the political landscape is probably complicated.
Alright, so I'm gonna draw this. Now it's not it's not like a river in of itself. It's kind of like a stone line kind of diversion here that we can draw fresh water from and irrigate some crops, but it's not a huge thing.
Right. Okay.
In fact, that's probably a bit too thick.
Okay, go ahead, Matt. Draw a card.
Big cards in the chat.
There's a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned? I mean, the second one's a lot more interesting. The first one, obviously, is probably just a large body somewhere downriver.
The first one is just like, yeah, there's a giant body of map. It's a huge river.
Yeah. So
I probably would have picked that one because I can think of a few cool things.
Cool things.
Feel free to like just invent new concepts. Like the crab people were not a thing in Luskalia, and they are now.
Are they beastmen or are they different?
I don't know.
Okay.
If you want to find out, you're probably gonna have to start a project.
I'm gonna say when the people are planning their trade route to the northeast to the large trading hub, they see in the distance that there is a large, what looks like a tower with a gigantic ball on top, and they happen to notice it because lightning keeps striking the top of
it. Ooh, I like that.
Thanks for the dungeon, bro. we start playing that.
And they happen to notice that things that get nearby actually get zapped by this tower. So the lightning seems to get diverted into some storage and then gets used as an offensive weapon. So it's probably abandoned because they don't see any movement and everything that goes near it dies. Unless something's inside that never comes out.
The goats.
But then how would it eat?
All right. As your action?
That's my card. So my action is going to be start a project to build a bridge over this river so that the Soulsborne can naturally expand to the north and have more living space.
Bridges are actually really easy, so we can do a bridge real quick if you want.
Yeah, I figured because the river's not giant, I don't think.
It's big, but it's not like giant.
This probably takes like a week or two, right?
Okay, 1 or 2. Which do you think?
I think let's say 2 weeks so they make a good bridge it'll last.
Cool. All right. Next up is Jazz. I'm keeping an eye on these clocks here.
Let's get it. Is it just me or are there other cards on the board still? Should we get rid of them? Or
Yeah, I'm getting rid of them.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure one of those wasn't drawn for me. Okay. Draw. All right, one card. I gotta drop it on the ground as well. 1 second. There you go. Oops, guys. You folks see that, right?
Yep.
All right. You see a good omen? What is it? You see a bad omen? What is it? Okay, let me think. Oh shit, this is fucking awesome. Okay, I'll take it.
This one's abstract.
They're endless. Possibilities are endless.
Spider.
The possibilities are endless. Possibilities are endless.
Spider with a bow hat.
Oh god.
Made itself a little silk hat.
See a good omen. There's some cool shit I can do with the spiders. I don't want to. Let me think. There's lots of shit running through my brain right now. Okay. You see a good omen. Okay. All right. One of the villagers going up to the mountains to mine. A spider comes up and nuzzles him. This is a good omen. These spiders are a gift from Nelstadt.
Well, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, and okay, I'm gonna probably start a project. Let me think. Much like the spiders and the goats, the lava pool is also a gift from Nelstadt. So a bunch of Nelstadt worshippers are going to build they wouldn't build a forge, would they? I guess people just build a forge on the lava. I think that would. I don't know how long building a forge would take per se. Do we understand exactly how metal works? We have iron, right?
It's a fantasy world with unknown materials and magic properties.
All right, cool.
That's
All
what
right.
your heart tells you.
All right, we build a forge. We start using the lava. We reappropriate as much of it as we can to build a grand forge. Say that would take 4 weeks. Yeah, no objections. I think we could talk about how long it takes. I think as a group, quickly decide how many weeks.
Okay.
So
So 4 weeks is fine. How long
Yeah, I
is
think
Tell me about the bridge, Matt.
Tell you about the bridge? Obviously, we're gonna
Tell me
make it
about
out
the
of
bridge.
stone because we've got an abundance of stone, right?
Yeah,
or at least enough stone.
We got enough stone.
We're not
Sure.
gonna make it out of our precious woods, so.
All right. Just goes according to plan. Very nice. Next up, everyone's favorite Isaac Rogue player.
Hooray! I'm going to draw a spring card. The 8 of Spring. An old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it? What would it be useful for? Or an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. How does the community destroy it?
That's exciting.
That is exciting. Oh, this is you may take contempt for this pog, but they're exploring out to the north near this lightning thing, and they find like an enormous face like in the grounds, and it clearly goes deeper, and it's like moss covered and worn, but you can see the clockwork in it, and it might be repairable. This enormous metal man near this lightning tower.
Ooh, it could be protected by the lightning tower.
Okay, yep, you're absolutely right. I am taking contempt for it. How dare you?
Okay, so let's see, projects. There's 2 things I want to do, and okay. I'm going to start a project to trade with the crab people for their green ore. And it's going to take like 4 weeks to like get past like the initial guards and then like talk to them and figure out what they want and then like actually get the ore out of them.
Okay, 4 weeks.
Are we trading our goats for them?
Yeah, I was wondering if we can declare changes to our resources, or if that only happens through cards.
That happens through projects.
Cool.
That's where projects come into play.
Project.
Exactly. All right, so clocks tick down. 3 weeks on Grand Forge, 4 weeks on crab trading. 0 weeks on the initial trade route to this. So they are able to make some contact. They haven't gotten here, by the way. But they visit the trading hub of Cereal, which is the large city off to the east, not pictured. And then there's also this Lightborn town, not named. This bridge makes things a lot easier for them, so if they're going to actually set up a proper road at some point in the future, this will be really nice for them. But here it is. They've made contact with the Orcish settlement of Cereal, which is the city off to the east. Everyone, this is now part of the lore. Please remember the name of Cereal.
Orcish city of Syria.
Yummy.
Yep. Cereal. Okay. It was named after their signature crop, which they've made into a cereal. And there is a legend of the town that when holed up against all odds, they fought for 2 weeks straight off only cereal with no meat to sustain them.
Damn.
And so,
A hot dish.
no, it's a cold dish, but they eat it with water and not with milk.
Part of a nutritious, balanced breakfast.
Oh, maybe like we can reinvent cereal with goat milk. But anyways, Rhodey, you're up. Draw a card. Let's see where we go. See where this takes us. Rhodey.
What's the most beautiful thing in this area, or what's the most hideous thing in this area? Crabs, they're hideous. The there's an annual event involving the lava that's very beautiful. Sort of like how you go to different parts of the world to see the northern lights or something like that. There's this interaction with the way the moisture is collected off of the mountains and falls off. Part of it is the river, but during the rainy months, part of the lava pools will create this like oscillating mist. And because the lava is partially fueled by magical energies, it causes these dancing patterns in the air for like maybe like a kilometer above the lava pool. It just exudes this radiance.
Oh, I love that. That's really good.
Can I suggest a name for the city now?
That
Based
would
off of that?
The settlement?
Yeah, for the
that would be a discussion.
okay.
I think,
That's a good idea for a discussion.
or like a project. But you can also just declare like we're naming the city that, and then see how we all respond. Who knows? But yeah, this is exactly what discussions are for.
Don't call it Deadpool.
Hey,
Ether pool.
hey, cut it
Hey.
out. Stop.
Slate
We'll say this
pool.
for the discussion.
Okay, so I'm going to start a project. It involves this water here. I want to expand it, and I want to draw it toward the lava. The goal is eventually to do to make it available for forging, for geothermal generators or whatever.
Oh, that's so cool.
At first, it's going to just expand our irrigation, but eventually, yeah, geothermal or whatever else we use the water for.
Okay, very nice. How long will this take?
Oh, how long did the original irrigation take?
6 weeks.
Okay, it's probably like 5 weeks because we sort of had this idea in mind at first, but it's still like a big project.
Okay. Very cool. It's my turn, everyone. My turn to burn. And the deck is done. There's another community somewhere. Aw. Aw,
We've
come
already
on.
did that.
Or what belief or practice helps to unify your community? I think this belief or practice began fairly organically, and it wasn't until very recently that people began to start work with it. But as the weather gets hotter and hotter, people started using like the cold chamber that they store the food in. If you go to the very bottom of it, it gets really cold. And that is where they started the process of the goat milk ice cream. And goat milk ice cream is like a beloved export and matters a lot to this community here. So, with that said, I would like to declare an abundance of ice cream.
Hooray!
And I
All
don't know
right.
if I can. I think that's fine. Does anyone have a problem with that? 'Cause I do think having like a regional food would matter a lot to these people.
Huh. I think it's pretty good. I wish it
Okay.
had fried dough involved.
Okay, anyways, I'd like to start a project. This is done by the beloved angel here. This face must be destroyed at all costs. This will take 3 weeks, and the angel will be leading this project.
Oh, this is a project? Okay.
Yep.
Also a dungeon.
Death
Really
to this
interested.
face for some reason.
I'm really interested in what's going on up there with like this lightning tower.
The project clocks tick down. We are at 1 week for the Grand Forge, 2 weeks for the crab trading, 4 weeks for irrigation, and 3 weeks for destroying the face. And welcome to summer, everyone.
Now things start getting interesting.
So does anything special happen when we switch seasons?
We get to draw from a different deck.
That's it? All
But
right.
the
The
decks
decks
have a
are
different theming.
very different in
they're
feel.
Yeah.
flavored
Yeah,
entirely.
I've looked over them last week.
Okay, so just to verify, summer comes immediately after spring.
Yes.
I was just like wondering, like, oh, do we hold a discussion or just whatever?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a strange one here, isn't it? So we just immediately jump into summer, and then it's autumn, and then winter.
Okay.
And winter might end early depending on what card we draw. If I remember correctly. Spooky ass shit. We're not
I'll
guaranteed
draw
the
the-
last season.
I'll draw the first summer card.
So I've observed that if you click and drag from the deck directly into the map, that it should just draw, which
Oops.
means I hate typing the one, so maybe that's good advice for you. Maybe
Welcome
I'll
to
move
the
on.
wild world of
Ooh.
summer, everyone. Look at these cards.
Nice.
Oh, I love this card. This is my favorite card in the game.
I gotta refresh roll 20 because I don't see nothing.
Ooh. Someone tries. This works out perfectly.
Oh, this is exciting.
Because guess who just left for 3 weeks?
Oh, no.
The angel.
The demons, with the assistance of people who wanted the angel gone, because it was too much. They're too decadent. They don't do anything, yet they demand worship. Teams up with that faction and spends time preparing for the return of the angel to strike when they come back weakened from the expedition, and also quelling, any rebellion from staunch worshippers of the angel.
Nice. Okay. Nice. What are you gonna do with your action? What's the opposite of content? I love this.
We discarded contempt.
You can
Yeah.
discard it.
That angel's
I
name.
discard my content for this face because I'll be also discarding the face in a few weeks.
Yeah. Actions. Let me look back at that PDF. Oh, discussion. I think the name of the settlement should be Mist after the ritual, after the ceremony, the beautiful mists that come off the lava.
A
Hooray!
Okay, Matt.
We must spell it with a Y. M-Y-S-T.
All right.
Jazz.
We should probably add a fell to the end. Mist fell with the Y as well.
Mistfell. Could you spell this, please?
Sure. Mystfell. Oh, there's an S before the T.
Okay. All right, Tim.
One of the boomers in the community speaks up. He's like, Mist, name's gonna be real ironic once this geothermal project destroys our natural beauty.
Okay. Ready?
How do you put this? I'm glad that we're naming this after our prized religion with our deity in mind.
I like Mistfell, but I hope the angel falls too. Fuck the angel. Haha.
I know I don't get like the last statement, but I'm going to declare that we drop one L and spell it just with one L.
Oh.
Mistful. I like that. Mistfell.
Mistfell, but it's
That's
spelled just with one L.
Yeah, well, you
it
could
references
just
demon.
you could just say you flavored it as a question. I was thinking maybe
Alright.
we should name our
Yeah,
thing. What do you
okay.
guys think?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Let's do that. Why not? That doesn't change anything at all.
Literally.
Yeah, let's do that. Why
I
not?
think it just looks better.
I mean, that's what I originally thought, but then he spelled it with twos.
It's also more marketable and works better for merch. All right.
Alright.
Project clocks.
We are now
tick
We are now Mistfell.
How the mist fell.
down. Project clocks tick down. Jazz, tell us about the Grand Forge opening. The Grand Forge grand opening.
The Grand Forge is created, and occupying it now are a group of Shell Mericians. I guess that's what you would call their worshippers. Who have created a guild of crafters and smiths.
Nice.
Ooh.
Okay. Very nice.
Instead of drawing a forge, I'm just gonna draw like a hammer, and just
Cool.
not a sickle, but a hammer.
Go ahead, Matt. Draw a card.
From Summer?
Mhm.
Ooh. Project finishes early.
Nice.
What led to this early completion? Or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential all around them. Start a new project. I'm gonna say the smashing of the giant face goes extremely well. They find weak points, and the whole thing collapses into an immense pile of rubble or sinkhole or something.
All right, so after they destroy this face, the angel explaining to the Phaeacians that have followed her that these faces are a vast danger to society, and it is the god's insistence that they all be destroyed. Walking back, finds the entire community pointing spears at them, spears tipped with ether that are incredibly poisonous to angels, and she realizes her time is up and takes the Phaeacians with her to go to the Lightborn town.
Nice.
This face that you destroyed, did you destroy the body underneath, or is it just like a
The
gaping
entire
hole now?
thing is destroyed.
Okay.
Just boom. There's this huge gaping hole in the ground where this thing used to be.
Well, they gotta do the Iron Giant like that. That's tough.
You could even like say like a sinkhole is there. Is this nearby-ish?
Okay.
There's like a cave system in the shape of like a humanoid, giant humanoid down there.
Yeah, and now the angels in the Lightborn town. Low key, very salty.
For my
Okay.
action, can I say, now that we have a forge, we should design our own special weapon? Something that's unique to our community, that suits all our needs.
Oh, all right. Is that a project or a discussion?
Good point. Oh yeah, okay. I can do a question like, what should our unique weapon be? Like, there's like a Lucerne hammer, or some places are known for having war scythes, like Poland did at some point, and stuff like that. What should our special weapon be that we're known for?
Okay, Jazz?
Well, in the name of Great Nelstat, a cudgel is perfectly fine. A long wooden cudgel.
Now, hear me out. I might just be a low-down inventor, but I think I can do this. What if we threw the ether lava at people? Think about it. Don't laugh. Think about it.
I think that lava is a perfectly fine mechanism for siege warfare. I think that we are a very defensively oriented society, and so weapons involving heat are our forte. Things forged and things flung.
The only weapon that we need are the two demons that guide us. Praise the demons.
A lava thrower should be a weapon of last resort for defense, or else we will deplete our source of lava.
As the asker of the question, you get a final say.
So I get last say because I'm the.
Yep, you asked the question. Now you get to answer your own question, but last.
I like the idea of siege weapons, in particularly with combination of some kind of napalm made from the lava. That way we can crush the angels if we need to.
Very nice.
Oh my god.
I think that's really cool. Lava siege weapons.
All right. I like it. Go ahead, Jazz. Draw a card. Let's see where we go.
Oh, summer.
But just before I do, one moment here.
Uh-oh.
Because let us know how trading with the crabs goes.
Ooh.
Okay. Trading with crabs is actually easier than expected because we get down there and the crabs are kind of all getting sick. And then like after poking around for a while, we realized that the crabs they only came into existence like 50 years ago, and they're actually lightborn that are thriving off the runoff from the dome interacting with the water table. Now that we're like diverting everything, they're getting less ether. So they're actually like really eager to trade with us for supplies to make ether fire. In exchange, we get an abundance of this green mineral.
Okay. Do you have a name for these crab people?
Yeah, I guess as part of this interaction, we'll give them a name and we'll like work with them. Shit. I wanted to have a Z in there. Kriskrick? 2 syllables. Kriskrick.
Chris Canball.
Turn to the Kriz.
Crabs don't have vowels.
Okay, so green metal and crabs, I guess, are a Semitic language like Arabic or Hebrew. Okay.
Cool.
Hey,
And
that's
also
interesting.
moral implications.
All right, there's a new species of lightborn to add to the wiki, everyone. Now you see why I didn't finish writing the wiki.
Hey, I'm gonna be a Chris Crook. All right. Should I draw my card now?
Yep.
All right. right, what does this say? Okay, a project fails. Which one? Something goes afoul and supplies are ruined. Add a new scarcity. Oh no.
There's
Alright,
only one project here, and that's irrigation.
I don't want to fuck that up. I really don't. But maybe I should, just because it's fun. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, it
Let me
does
think.
block us off from the fucking planes.
I mean, new scarcities are fun to play with.
They are. That's why I'm just thinking. Also, I guess any pressing problems or scarcities that are left over at the end of the game, we got to deal with as our D&D characters, like whatever, many months from now, eh?
Next year sometime.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me see. What are our current resources? Are up here, right? So we have goats, ice cream, and green metal in abundances. We have interspecies relationships, trade plus caravans, wood, iron, and regular fire as scarcities. Okay. Wood, iron, and regular fire scarcities. Those fells. Supplies are would add a new scarcity.
You could add like a new one too. It doesn't have to be an abundance. I don't think.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure I didn't overlap. I think it needs to be kind of a new resource, I think, is the idea. And a new scarcity. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Something goes foul and supplies are ruined. Everyone goes to bed for the night. Oh wait, this is a new scarcity. Wood is already a scarcity, right? I can't do that. All right. We had like a store of stone, and as we're sleeping, we wake up the next morning, and curiously, the stone is all gone. We are now scarce on stone for the moment. We have to mine some more.
All right.
All right. And
Don't
let's
eat
see.
mites.
Stone eating bites would be scary, actually.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah. I'm going to start a project to domesticate the spiders and bring them over.
All right. How long will that
spider
take?
stole them.
Say again? I heard two
How
things.
long?
Will that take it? I'm thinking maybe, well, we established earlier that they seem to be peaceful. It's a gift from Nelstat, an omen from Nelstat, so maybe 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay, 1 or 2. Which is it?
2. Let's give them a good little pen and stuff to put them in. 2 weeks.
You successfully are able to further route the river down near the lava. Tell us about that. This is the project here to move the river down.
Rhodey.
We can
Wait.
Hi.
Oh, how the project ended up?
Yeah, how did it end?
So it goes well. It's incorporated into the forge. There is. Let's see. There is a weird interaction. This is not the season of the mists. But there is a weird interaction where like there's this thing that kind of goes off of the mists when there's like this big spill of the water where we're like putting it up in this big sort of like a bucket for a while to try to drain it to do some more work for a moment, and then that tips over and falls into the lava pool, and a bunch of mist comes up. But instead of being really bright, it's really dark, and sort of everybody feels a little drained that day and goes home early. And that's a little annoying. And one person like gets really upset about that and starts preaching about how the end is near and the angels have left us and we're surrounded by dark forces and that kind of thing. But otherwise, we're making a lot of stuff, so that's pretty cool.
All right, very cool. All right, you're up next, Tim.
Hooray!
Get on.
Summer. Someone new arrives. Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? What are they looking for? Okay. I think this is a man like cloaked in black. He looks different from everyone else in marked way. And he's also like pretty old. And he doesn't tell anyone, but he's in distress because he just woke up underneath the lightning tower. And he couldn't find anyone he knew. He just came here.
How did he survive the lightning?
Good
Well, I don't
question.
know.
Mystery.
All right. Would you like to start a project, a discussion, or find something new?
Let's see. I'm gonna start a project. So I'm gonna hold a discussion. This is like a Soulsborne woman in the north side of town, and she says, the leadership here is Soulsborne, but it really doesn't seem like it. We're shoved into the fringes of town. We can't even cook or goat meat. There's absolutely no accommodations for us. It's terrible here, and yet all you Lightborn are down there in the south, living it up with your lava forges and your ether lava cannons. We need a place for us.
Brody?
Just because some members of our community refuse to interact with and build toward the future does not mean that we should waylay some of our plans for others.
That is profoundly
Brutal.
fucked up. I love it. Okay, there's a response that you hear back nearly immediately from a delegation of Genasi and such, who they step up. Let us build in the north side of the river. The water speaks to us. It tells us this is the place. Blakes?
I'm thinking. Can I just repeat what Pog said? Because that's basically what I was gonna say. Like, yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
there's more support for that than is expected.
Okay, Matt?
I concur, but we should control all trade in and out of Mistfell. The Soulborn and Clayborn should deal with that, and let the Lightborn have their fancy forge and manufacturing.
Okay. Jazz?
All right, we'll build up further north, but we get the spiders.
Okay. All right,
Who was
that's the
the we
discussion.
in that context? Was that the north or the south faction? Who
North
said we get the spiders? North faction. Okay.
Yeah.
And on that note, domesticating spiders is one away from completion.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
We'll get there soon. All right, Rhodey.
Man, we sure seem to love multi-legged humanish things.
Yeah, kinda.
A contingent within the community either demand to be heard, who are they, what are they asking for, or have acted on their frustrations. What did they damage? What have they damaged, and why did they damage it? Is it permanent?
Ooh, this is so pertinent.
Yeah, this seems very relevant. Demand to be heard seems less interesting than damage, which I think might lead to scarcity. So I'm thinking that the answer that I just gave about how our forge is better than your forge leads to this like band of miscreants, like 3 teens or something, go in and they like lob all of the anvils. Like somehow, I don't know, they're Goliath teens or something.
Okay.
They grab all the anvils and they toss them into the lava pool and just melt down a bunch of the forge equipment from the Great Forge, which also, since we were building the Great Forge, we took a bunch of the infrastructure out of the rest of the village. And so now we have a scarcity of metallurgic capacity. I'm not sure how to phrase it, but we can't make stuff as good anymore.
Goliaths are
Actually,
Lightborn, so I don't know if they would do it, but
It could be
I'm open to
Genasi, air Genasi that levitate the anvil.
No, fire bulges, bro. Come on now.
It
It's a
could just be
perfect
dumb Goliaths.
FIREBO.
I mean, it could be. I mean, really, the most reasonable people to have done something like that would be like lesser demons, right?
I was thinking like orcs, maybe actually.
Ooh, orcs. That's interesting. Yeah, orcs are like against the propagation of the Lightborn in this community here.
Yeah. Like the Lightborn are kind of pissing people off, and so there's definitely going to be some neutral siding people, but like, yeah, I think it's going to be orcs.
Cool. Okay, I really like that. Okay. And scarcity production of metal.
Yeah. I was thinking production of tools, but production of metal is fine, I suppose.
Metal goods. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they
Okay.
destroyed the anvils.
we already lack iron, so
So I want to discover something new. The discovery is sort of an uncovering of information or like something that's habitually happening. Maybe there's a different format than this, but travelers to this area are misinterpreting Mistfell as being associated with hellish powers, which is also because of the magic lava pool and some of the recent stories that a couple people have been telling about this weird infrastructure thing and, you know, how there's a bunch of demons everywhere.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
Anyway, people have these misgivings about Mistfell, thinking Mistfell means fell powers.
All right. I don't know how you draw that on the map. Good luck.
Thanks.
That's for you to figure out. But yeah, I like that a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a card. Ooh, summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Summer is a time for conquest and the gathering of might.
oh,
And actually, before I even do that, Jazz, tell us about these spiders that have been domesticated now.
Spiders are domesticated. They willingly give up their special silk, and it turns out peculiarly so that they're herbivorous.
Herbivorous spiders that give silk.
Spooky.
How many people own spiders as pets?
I don't know if that makes any sense. Probably doesn't make any biological sense. How many people own spiders as pets?
No, you
I
know
don't
what?
know.
It's fine. These are
I don't-
herbivorous spiders. It's a world of magic. Someone can say words and create fire with their hands.
I'd imagine, Tim, it's like how people have like goats in their homestead. Like, I guess every one of the Soulborns are the ones that are up north, right?
Mhm.
I guess every one of the Soulborn like homesteads there are people living there. Each of them have like 1 or 2 spiders apiece.
Hell yeah, that sounds like an abundance of spiders.
I really don't like the misspell setting on
This is how I'm attempting to represent people don't like Mistfell.
Okay.
I'll can you drag maybe these spiders? Should I draw a new spider? I know it's fine. I don't think it's fine.
Let's draw a new spider. Do your best.
I'll do
Can
that.
we
They
also
still
Sort of
exist.
niche.
We haven't domesticated like all the spiders, just some, right? Like they're still natural spiders.
Fair.
Can we also delete the angel now that they're gone?
That's a relic.
That's
Or, like,
a
move them?
statue.
that's
Mhm.
a relic.
Oh, the
This one's
statue.
Oh,
this
delete
one's
this info.
this one's the angel. We can move them into the Lightborn City, maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to move into the city here. Okay, so I'm going to select what I think is by far the most interesting of the 2 options. Sorry, food production. I love you. Start a project related to military readiness and conquest. Some of the genius cell in the Lightborn side of the community have reached across the border, and they have deliberately moved into the north end in order to foster relations. And when they see these spiders moving in, they come up with a new idea for spider cavalry. This will take
Oh.
3 weeks.
Now the cell are the half elves, right?
Correct.
When you first said it, I heard Clodian Engineer League.
Yeah. Different cell. So that is the project of spider cavalry that's going to be started first. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to start a second project here. Some halflings from Serial have come in and they really want to start a trade route, but they see how bad things are. So the halflings hunker down and they're going to start sort of a peace treaty and rehabilitation between the sides to make North and South Mistfell harmonious again. This will take 6 weeks. And these are my projects.
That means we all get a turn to fuck things up again.
Yep. It'll take a while before things are back to normal. But Blix, go ahead and draw a card.
All right. Outsiders arrive. This is like the third or fourth time that this has happened where someone says something happens and then immediately someone draws a card where the exact same thing comes up.
I like the idea that maybe there's easy access to the area, and so a bunch of new people show up.
Outsiders. What do we have an abundance of right now?
Goats, spiders. I put abundance of spiders. Green metal and ice cream.
Abundance
How do we get
of
the green
spiders.
metal abundance?
Okay.
I thought we had a relationship with the crabs, but we didn't have the trade route yet.
No, that
Okay.
the project was to build like trade route in relation with the crabs, and then we had an abundance of green metal thereafter.
Okay.
The Chris Crick, as they were.
Okay. Outsiders arrive. They arrive not from the west. No, not from the east, but from the west. Desert Claiborne have arrived. They've seen spiders moving towards us, and they came to attempt to help. But having come to see that we've domesticated them, they want to trade for domesticated spiders.
Okay.
Let me pick their race. Let me look at the Claiborne. They are a group of...
Ooh, I like that idea.
Oh, man, I thought...
Goblin.
Beast
But that doesn't really fit
kin.
their lore.
Could be Beastkin. Are there already Beastkin you've got planned?
Do whatever your heart tells you.
Wolf people. Like werewolves. Yeah.
So
no, not werewolves, but they're wolf people, much like the Baxi are cat people. So not werewolves, wolf people.
Okay. There's a tribe of wolf people, and they want help with the spiders here.
Yeah. And in return, they can offer... I mean, what are they offering to trade? What would the desert have? Glass weapons.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay.
It's naturally forming glass from lightning strikes in the desert that they get out.
Magically empowered, or is it just like unnaturally?
No. It's just the natural source of glass.
Cool. Okay. Now go ahead and make an action.
I think I want to start a project. To make a northern stone mine. So north of the river. but also near the river. So
Cool.
kind of around here. Yeah, maybe a bit further north, just because I don't want it to flood. And we'll get some stone and some metal from digging it out. Mostly stone, but there will be a vein of metal or something.
Cool.
Just iron.
All right.
And that's going to take 6 weeks, but like it's a mine, so it's constantly putting stuff out.
Okay, so
Or do you not get the resources until the very end?
Let's not get really in deep with it. Let's say that iron's no longer a scarcity, and then at the end it becomes an abundance. Does that sound fair?
Okay. And we're replenishing that stone that mysteriously disappeared as well.
Okay, sure. I don't want to get like super gritty with the rules. Let's play to have fun here.
All right, and I'll say 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 weeks on Spider Cavalry, 5 weeks on Halfling Harmony. Oh my goodness, we've got to drop. Matt?
Time to draw.
I'll draw the wolves.
Cool.
King. Uh-oh. Summer is fleeting. Discard the top 2 cards of the deck and take 2 actions this week. 5.
Oh no.
Let's see what those
so
cards
let's
are
drop
about.
these cards. Oh, these are really bad. This is... You saved us.
Those are really good ones to lose.
You just avoided the 2 worst cards in Summer. And Summer's over now.
Is it over?
Yeah.
No more?
Well, that's awesome, the cards.
Okay, take 2...
Ooh, action.
Yeah, 2 actions.
Alright, I want to start a discussion first.
Okay.
Should we raise an army to go to war with the angels?
All right, first up is Jazz.
Yes. Praise Kanchan Ball. Kill every angel in sight.
Kanchan Ball.
Kanchan Ball. There you go.
Why? I mean, they're not like against us or anything. They're just minding their own. What?
Rhodey?
Gathering an army at this time would take too many resources away from repair of our community and our industry.
Like, I'm not like some big wig or whatever, I'm just a guy who reads the news, but aren't we trying to trade with them fuckers? Blix?
Sorry, I was drawing my wolf. The angels are soulborn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they went off. Where did the angel go with his people?
There's an unnamed town to the northeast, which is to the west of Serial. It's a human lightborn settlement.
Our defenses and our weapons are not yet ready. We still need to finish construction of the lava thrower.
Okay. Matt?
I agree that we should not go to war at this point. It's too expensive. Instead, we should focus ourselves internally. This
troll raises the question and disagrees with it.
Actually, yes. I wanted to see what people felt. For my second action, I want to start a project to crossbreed the goats with the spiders.
Oh my god!
How long will this take?
I'm taking contempt for that.
I'm taking contempt. That's an atrocity to nature.
I'm not taking contempt.
How long will
Well,
this
we
take?
really wanted interspecies relationships, so
How long will this take, everyone?
Very long, probably.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
I would have said 6.
9
6
months.
weeks.
I mean,
Okay, spider goat 6 weeks. Matt, you have another action.
You
It's-
know what?
That is
no,
my second
it's
action.
two.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
yeah.
exist in real life. There are goats that the gene for spider
8
silk
legs?
was put into them, and so you can extract spider silk proteins from their milk.
what the fuck?
I read this like 15 years ago.
Okay. Jazz, you've got an autumn card already.
True. All right, makes this easier. I never actually read it yet. Let's see what it is. All right. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh no.
Oh. Oh. Okay. All right.
Oh.
I forgot to draw my weird before.
Okay. This is good music for this. All right. You find a body. The people recognize who it is. What happened? The sort of people that ended up, the person who captured the 2 orcs that threw the forges in the lava, he's dead and buried in a circle of mushrooms. He's been stabbed to death multiple times.
That's way
Okay.
too than I would have done.
That has some profound implications here.
All right. I'm
Oh,
going
those are just
to
kids.
get rid of that card then. I'll draw that while I'm thinking about my action right now. I'll do my action first, then I'll draw everything. Okay, so let's see. Okay. So there's the sand wolves. There's the forge has kind of been scuffed quite a bit. We pushed the irrigation through, but we haven't really started farming yet, right? Like I think like we're just we're living off of cattle at this point. I kind of like that though. Gives us identity.
We can use irrigation to create like, just grassland or hay.
Oh yeah, true. Let me think here for a moment. What should we discover something new. Previously, kids were going missing, and there were these tiny 2 feet tall, sort of elven-looking things with wings. And now more kids have gone missing, and more of these sightings have been reported. That's my
Yep.
turn.
Okay. I'll let you draw those ones out.
Okay.
Project clocks go down. Spider Cavalry is at 1. Halfling Harmony and Mines are at 4. And Spider Goat is at 5. Tim, go ahead and draw a card here.
Okay. Autumn. Oh no, I accidentally drew on top of the card. A project just isn't working out as expected. Radically change the nature of the project. Don't modify the project, die. When it resolves, you'll be responsible for telling the community how it went. Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined, add a new scarcity. What are the projects we have right now?
We've got a project to create Spider Cavalry that's being spearheaded by the Cell. Halflings are trying to bridge the gap between the north and south communities and bring them into harmony. A mine is going to be created in the northwest here to deal with our iron and stone deficiencies. And finally, spiders and goats are being hybrided together to create a new species.
Ooh, I kind of want to take control of the halfling thing, but I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it justice. I have like a really good idea for that, but I don't think I can do it good. I'm gonna radically change the nature of the goat spider project.
Oh, fuck.
I'm scared.
Was that people remember that these crabs got mutated by the ether water that's coming off of like this natural ether fields. So they're having like these things that they're growing, like they're growing a lot faster than expected, and they're being like they're drinking off the ether water, and things are getting weird.
Okay, so the spider goats are being given ether water, and now it's causing some strange mutations.
Ooh.
The spiders are for the people of the north, right? That was part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take contempt for that then.
I mean, we can trade. We have an abundance of spiders. We can hybridize some of them while still trading.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you haven't explained the change yet. Sorry, I didn't miss anything.
No,
right?
the change will be at the end of the project.
Okay, cool.
But
Just make
Yeah, I
basically,
take
this
control
was
of that.
Matt's project. Now it's Tim's project,
spooky.
and we'll just find out what that entails. What's your action?
Oh, shit. We're gonna be making the lava throwers now. It's gonna take 3 weeks. There's an inventor working on it. He ensconced himself in a cottage, and he occasionally demands supplies. And he has like a few people running, getting things for him.
Okay, 3 weeks are completed. 3 weeks until this is completed. Spider Cavalry is done. So the cell who have been creating this project, they've been using their natural ability to speak to any species to help tame this and get this along. And very quickly, they are able to create these mounted warriors that use large pikes on spiderback. They can traverse very quickly, but notably, they can also climb up walls.
My gosh, you can make a cavalier character.
All right. And that's my project. Rhodey, you're up.
Cool. So the first thing I do is I draw this card. What? Okay. Take more time, add 3 weeks to a project die. All other projects fail. Interesting.
Oh, there's a lot of projects out there.
Or if there's no projects, I don't get to choose this option.
Mhm.
Okay, so what are the 3, what projects are there?
There are 4
Spider Cavalry, there's Mutant Crab,
Spider Cavalry is
thing.
finished. So the first plan is to add harmony to everything here with the north and south parts of the community, which are currently having some sort of like a feud going on. The second project is that they want to have a mine to deal with the
Yeah.
iron and the stone. There is a attempt to breed the spiders and the goats together, but there's some sort of mutations because they're being given water taken from an aether stream in the ravine rather than just like the regular river. And then finally, there are lava throwers getting created here.
Okay. So I
These
think
are, with the exception of the spider goat, these are 3 weeks. Spider goat is 4.
I think harmonization takes a long time.
Okay.
There's been some setbacks.
I don't really get a lot of description with this card. So my action is going to be.
Do people describe how projects fail?
You choose one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
choosing
so
which
then
one
I-
continues and everything else fails.
It's not and, it's or.
Yeah, you choose one. So either this project takes longer, or this project gets completed normally,
Oh,
everything else
I
fails.
see.
Okay, so I haven't started a discussion yet, I think, and I kind of want to do that. I want to do something about our metal goods production or our fire production. What I think might be best is for the North to start working on like a secondary forge area, like have their own industry going on. That involves sort of the maintenance of a regular fire that they keep separate from the ether fire, and that they use to do generally forging and production of metal goods. This doesn't help us with trade or anything, but it does help us get ourselves off the ground.
Okay.
I think that makes the most sense.
So that's your announcement? You're declaring this?
Yeah, I think that's working on. It could be a discussion.
Okay.
I was thinking that it would be a project. Does that seem like a good discussion?
Oh,
though?
sure. If you want to discuss it with the community, that's a discussion. If you want to do it, that's a project.
Sure, it can be a discussion. That's my
Okay.
announcement.
All right, then I'm the first to go. Mistfell is becoming known for a lot of things. One of them is our metal. So I do support this. Just more diversification so that nothing bad can happen to the Grand Forge and leave us out like it did before.
No. The labor and fume should be kept to the south, while the north can become a beautiful and prosperous place.
Matt,
I'm sorry, what was the original prompt again?
should we build a forge in the north that uses regular fire as opposed to the ether, fire, and lava?
Don't we have a shortage of regular fire?
Mm-hmm.
As much as I'd like to, we can't. We don't have the fire to go around. People will freeze.
Jazz?
The Halfling project to unify North and South hasn't happened yet, correct? Just to clarify.
It's been delayed.
Delayed? Okay, cool. I don't know why you fools down there think you could tell us what to do. No forge. We like it here. The way it is.
Okay, Tim.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say, you know. Like, we don't have the anvils and hammers to even work on this stuff. I think our community needs a pivot.
Okay, and Rhodey, you get to answer your own question.
Same. I intended for this to be like an announcement, like we should.
Oh, you okay? You
make
announced
this
it. Okay, I
forge.
thought this was
That
a
was-
question.
yeah.
Got it.
Thank you.
Cool. All right, then it's my turn. Autumn.
Oh,
The strongest among you dies. What caused the death? Or the weakest among you dies. Who's to blame for their death? Of the two demons, one of which is clearly stronger, they went out upon hearing of a dangerous threat. There were these strange creatures that were attacking and kidnapping children. The two demons set off. One returns, triumphant and heartbroken. The kids will be safe. Now, I would like to start a project that's long overdue. 6 weeks. Let's set up a trade route with cereal.
Cereal baby.
Project clocks are 5 on Halfling Harmony, 2 on the mine, 3 on Spider Goats, 2 on Lava Throwers, and now 6 to cereal.
I don't think it can be 2 on the mines. Because I started the mines,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I said 5 weeks.
Right?
It's been 5 weeks now.
Did it get delayed by Rhodey's turn? I don't remember.
Oh no, my thing got delayed, so I forgot that thing. I'm sorry. 5, 1, 2, 1, 6. So mine is at 1, Lava Thrower is at 1, 2 at Spider Goats.
No, I think the
I'm a-
mine's done now.
Well, it's done at the end of your turn.
At the end of your turn.
You start it, it's at 5, Matt 4, 3, 2. Oh yeah, you're right. I
Yeah.
skipped 2 weeks. Why did I do that?
Baka.
Okay, then I'm at 4. Nice. So tell me about the mine and the Lava Throwers.
Well, I'll tell you about the mine. The mine is finished. We've got a new stores of stone. We've got metal ore ready to be used when the forge is rebuilt. And we've excavated a large area within the mountain.
Cool. Cool. Does this
So
make
I'll
these
draw-
abundancies?
For stone and metal, yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna take
gonna-
green metal and make it just metal.
I'm gonna draw a little circle here. So there's a little artificial cave here now.
Okay. And tell us about the Lava Throwers.
okay.
Who started that?
I
Oh,
did.
you.
This inventor learns glass blowing from the wolf people. And what comes out of his inventor shop is kind of like a highlight scoop made out of obsidian. But it's got a core of that ether lava that never calms down, never cools. And it comes with these little balls of obsidian filled with lava, and when you put the ball into the scoop, it starts to melt, so you hurl it and it melts in midair into pure lava, and then it splashes on your target.
Like a catapult that the rock turns into lava in midair?
Not a catapult, it's handheld.
Oh.
So you got these in your
Just-
pocket. It's always warm to the touch, but it's only when it's got a bit of enchantment that when you put the ammo into the scoop, it starts to melt.
Okay.
I'm gonna take tempt on that.
Okay.
So I thought they were gonna be siege weapons.
These weapons would be a lot slower.
This is for our
Anyways.
cavalry.
Anyway, go ahead then, Blix. Draw a card.
Alright. Autumn. Ooh.
Ooh. Need that.
Yeah, I'm gonna add an abundance of food. The diverged river for agriculture it's worked perfectly. It's brought in, fresh nutrients from the mountain, and a lot of it gets brought in as silt at the entrance to the divergence, and it deposits, healthy, plentiful, good to grow soil, and we've got an abundance of grains, wheat, oats. We can feed our goats with it, and we can feed ourselves with it.
Very nice. A project is finished. Tell us about the mutated spider goats.
Okay. Well, they got like a goat body, and they got the 8 hooved legs, and they got the large horns and the large fangs. They don't have any tails. But this water that's mutating them, it's driven them towards like water aspected mutations. So they can actually balance on top of water on the water tension. They're a lot more comfortable around water, like on the water, under the water, near the shore. But it seems like it'd be the good basis for a naval cavalry.
Oh my god.
Do they lay eggs or are they mammals?
It's about 50-50.
50-50.
Can they climb walls?
Like it's up to the individual spider goat. Some of them lay eggs, like some of them like have clutches of eggs that they lay under the water, and some of them give live birth.
Wow, that's horrible.
That is
I hate
horrific.
this. Okay.
I'm the one who decided to merge spider goats.
Fucking Lovecraftian monster you created. Alright.
Well,
And I'm going
Luskalia
to start a
is officially no longer a traditional fantasy setting.
Was it ever?
yeah.
Go ahead, Blix.
I'm gonna start a project as well.
Ooh.
It seems like it could be sort of Greek, like something's cursed.
I would not be
Like,
surprised if this area was cursed.
near the end of the life of the mine, a coal vein was discovered, and we're going to start mining into that so that the north has fuel to burn during the winter.
Nice. Okay, how long will this take?
Coal is a lot softer. I'm going to say this is going to take 3 weeks. It's just a vein of pure coal. Basically
Cool.
all around them is coal.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay.
Lay it out.
Autumn. Parish arrives, who are they? What have they chosen you? Why have they chosen your community for what? Or small gang of marauders is making their way through the local terrain. How many are there? What weapons do they carry? Ooh. I mean, they both are good option. Interesting.
We got Shelmaresians. There were Phesians, but they've left. We definitely have Kanshanbalites. Quite a bit of them, actually. As far as parish goes. Nelstadt was mentioned a few times. We haven't had any Lilientorans.
Lilin Torin, baby. That's Shelmaris's wife or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I could also introduce something interesting.
Parish, baby. We could also see a gang of marauders come up against our spider cavalry.
So, like, what happens if we had, I don't know if it makes sense for a gang.
Just do what your heart tells you, and I will make it make sense.
Okay. There is a small gang of marauding flutter making their way through the local terrain. So, probably like the southeast plains. They have popped up, so maybe there's a queen somewhere nearby. What weapons do they carry? Spears.
Okay.
Spears of some with a special tip, because they probably don't have just regular iron spears. Maybe they have. Oh, they've got the green metal that the crabs have as well. That means
Nice.
they are probably talking to them as well.
All right. So there's a flutter hive that's migrating.
Perhaps.
Okay, go ahead and start a project then,
Okay.
or maybe make a discovery, or even a discussion.
What would be good? I think we need something. Let's look at the. Alright, since they were traveling south when they discovered these marauders, far to the south they actually discovered that there is an enchanted forest. But it is quite far away.
Ooh.
Perhaps that is where they came from.
Okay. Enchanted forest to the south. Okay, Jazz, you're up.
All right, sick. All right.
Looking out on me.
It's time to draw. Autumn's the top. Okay, cool. Dang it, I gotta draw one card. Drop it right here. All right. Huh.
Wow.
Huh. What are the projects currently?
Currently, we've got Halfling Harmony at 2, Trader at the Cereal at 5, and Cole at 2.
Halfling Harmony at 2, Trader at 5?
At 4, sorry.
4.
2, 4, 2.
2, 4, 2. Okay, Halfling Harmony finishes early. Community's working constantly, and as a result, the project finishes early.
Okay, the Halflings, having worked through all the people's grievances and discussions, they realize that this north-south thing is a good idea in terms of geographics, but that the fact that the Soulborn live up top and there weren't enough Clayborn in the northern parts, it was just Soulborn, made it feel like the Soulborn were up there against the world. And so, in order to deal with this, the Halflings worked with the remaining demon and local community leaders, and have moved a lot of Clayborn into the north. And as a result, there's more of a sense of cohesion to the community that wasn't there before, and no longer will there be fighting. And so, interspecies relationships becomes an abundance.
Hey!
Whoa.
Hey. Oh, that's a change.
Alright. My action now?
Yep.
Alright, discover something new. So, over the course of this week, in the first few days, people start noticing that the plains within our walls, what used to be just a flat clearing of grass, over time, more and more mushrooms and flowers start growing. And halfway through the week, people see some flutter fly over the walls, come, and they do something with the flowers, almost as if they're pollinating them. And now there's giant flowers and giant mushrooms in this clearing to the south.
Oh my
That's cool.
god.
And that's my turn.
I'm going to remove a contempt. I have done, but you get it. You understand the Luskalia aesthetic. All right, go ahead and draw that in here.
The aesthetic isn't spider guts.
It is now, unfortunately.
Maybe spider ghosts have mushrooms growing out of their back.
All right. Draw another card, and our projects descend by 1. Cole will be up next. Trade route to cereal in 3.
It's me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Someone sabotages a project, and the project fails as a result. Who did this and why? Or someone is caught trying to sabotage the efforts of the community. How does the community respond? What are the projects again?
There's 2. There's a trade route to cereal, and there is a coal mine.
Okay. Interspecies relationship is in abundance.
Hmm.
Coal mine and the trade routes. Okay. They actually catch someone trying to sabotage the trade route. And it's a group of young Chris Cricks. And they get really mad. It's like they found out about you guys like diverting the river, and that's why their community's getting sick, and now they rely on everyone else. And they just wanted to be isolationists, but now you want to like boom industry and have all this trade and stuff, and you're gonna like despoil the natural resources even more, and the crab people downriver are gonna suffer even more. How does the community respond? I think they take these Chris Cricks into the local jail, and they send a message to the tribal leadership saying, "Hey, you arrested your kids, or they're gonna be on trial, and we don't know if we can hang you, but we'll figure it out."
Okay. Projects.
Yes, project.
1 project completes.
I'm gonna start a project. Before
Okay.
that, we're gonna go into the hole in the ground. This weird machine that we don't even know what it did. We blew it up though. We're gonna explore it and see if it connects to the tower and set up like a base camp. So if like any adventurers want to do the exploring for us, they can go from that base camp. And that's
Okay.
gonna take like 3 weeks to carve out a safe place and like understands the kind of things that we're facing in there.
Right. The coal mine is finished. What happens with that?
There's now a like a holding silo right outside the mine, where that's just filled with coal, prepared for the winter, so that the people in the north have fuel to burn to keep them warm.
Okay, so we've got an abundance of coal as well. Things are going well for our people. For Mistfell.
Ooh, well.
Well, for Mistfell. Well, we're not in winter yet, so... Alright, Rhodey, draw a card.
We are in autumn. Ooh, a dark mystery. I was determined for a moment to choose the bottom option no matter what, but then somebody did choose the bottom option, so I am now allowed to choose. Dark mystery or conflict and a project fails. Well, we just did harmonization, so I don't think a conflict makes as much sense. So I wonder what this dark mystery is. We introduced this silver statue, and I feel like it does something. Nobody's really interacted with it, so I'm gonna say that this silver statue, first off, it was sort of interpreted initially to be not from around here, but it actually has some of this green metal alloyed with the silver. And I don't know what exactly this mystery entails, but it's probably some sort of cult that conspires against the demon leadership.
Okay. And your action.
Yeah, I wanted to look at the scarce. Oh, we have a lot of abundances.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For winter, we'll change that.
Oh, okay. Well, we could just get the frost shepherds instantly. Project or
I
something.
forgot to draw the
new.
spider goats.
I think that we should start a project to improve either our infrastructure of the forge stuff, or probably we should build some trails leading from. I don't know. We already have the trails leading north. I think we should, or I guess northeast. Anyway, we should make some trails through the plains that we can familiarize ourselves with and sort of fortify against, put patrols on to defend against the marauders, as well as to defend any caravans that want to come through that area, but mostly so that we can patrol through the area and defend against the flutter.
Okay. How long will this take?
How long was the trade route to the city?
It took 9 weeks.
Okay, 9 weeks in total. I don't think we're going to go quite as far with this one. We're just sort of going to go like a little ways out, but not enchanted forest. So this can be like 3-4 weeks. I don't think we've done 4 weeks as much, so let's do 4 weeks.
Okay, trade route is at 1. We got 2 weeks on the other project here. And the road starts at 4. Okay. I will draw an autumn card. You focus on getting everyone to safety. Remove an abundance and the project fails. You focus on protecting your supplies and hard work at any cost. Several people die as a result. Second project. I have it marked as safe place. I don't know if that's the best description of it. I don't know if getting everyone to safety prevents us from building roads or anything. I think several people die. I don't know what project would fail here. Meteor showers hit the town and people are struggling to keep everything up. They don't want to fail at their attempts to defend the city, and so some of the workers are killed in the process. I am going to make a discovery. This discovery is essentially that the wolf people are not the only community, and they come into the town here to warn us that there's been a lot of tension in the western desert region between both themselves and the undead.
Ooh. Desert skeletons.
Yeah, they probably don't care about
Mummies! Sorry.
They should be mummies.
You know what? Maybe they are, maybe they won't be. Who knows? I'm just gonna draw like a skull.
How many legs do they have? Give us that real information.
This looks like a mushroom, but I don't care. I'm not gonna make it any wider. One project is down to 1 week. We've got road at 3, and then my trade route to Serial is finally finished. There is an actual honest-to-goodness road, and it now has lanterns along the side to protect it from monsters. Great success, everyone.
Oh yeah, you know, like the entire point of the campaign. I guess we should do that.
Well, the entire starting point of the campaign,
Right.
it may change quite a bit over time. Now we've got this road.
Does it go through the area where the base was?
Yeah, I think there's like a giant bridge over the hole.
Shit, you're right. I need 2 more legs. Thank you, Rody. Wait, no, it's oh shit, what is the perspective here?
It should have 5 legs, the average of 2 and 8.
It's because of the perspective.
Oh my god.
All right,
I got these ones back here, but I'm trying to like...
go ahead, Blake, draw a card.
Alright. Project finishes early. Which one? What are our projects?
One at 1 week, which I have written down as safe place. We have another 3 weeks, which I've written down as a road. This is Rhodey's project to build a road at the bottom here.
The patrol route.
Mhm. The patrol road. I guess it's more of like a trail than a road.
The patrol road finishes early.
Cool. Why?
Should Rhodey say that or should I? Oh, it
It's your
says why
card,
for
so
me.
you get to do, yeah.
Where's this road going?
It's to the south, down in the plain area where the giant mushrooms have been created, just above the enchanted forest, and just to the west of where the flutter are currently set up.
It's finished early because there's a combination of factors. People want to put themselves to work to forget the past tragic meteor shower that just happened. Also, a sense of urgency to have easier access to the flutter, which some see as a looming threat.
Cool. So I guess I described my project completing now. Yeah, so it leads to there's no crossroads or other roads quite near this trail, but the terrain between here and what we'd consider a main trade route down that way is somewhat accessible. Once you get past the giant mushrooms and stuff, it's basically fine. And so this road completes, sort of reduces the difficult terrain, the ambush potential substantially. It's suitable for horses and men, but you wouldn't be able to get a wagon past that.
How about a spider?
Spider would be pretty happy with the trail.
Okay. Let's come up with a cool name for the spider at some point in the future. Not immediately, but if... Hey. Yeah, let's do a 5-minute break before winter here, once we get to that last...
Yeah, I'm gonna finish my turn. How do contempt tokens work? Because it says that you make a decision that people won't be happy with, you can spend them. But where does that come in?
It doesn't matter. It's just like if you're like presenting ideas that people don't like, other people can take content.
So basically, because you can't speak out of turn, it's essentially a way of triggering, like, I don't like the direction the town is going in. Someone please host a discussion later or something like that.
You can also use it for justification for doing something selfish yourself later. You can be like, well, I have a contempt token, so I'm going to do what I want to correct it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can basically add and subtract it for any reason.
Yeah, it's arbitrary, but it's used because you cannot talk over someone's turn for the most part. I'm being lax with this because I don't want to, make a really boring game where only one person's talking and we're not discussing anything. But, like, for example, if someone says the project finishes early, which one? We don't say, no, here's why you vote for mine. Like, you just listen to the person.
So is there a way for me to add a problem, or is that only prompted by the cards?
If you want to add a problem, go ahead. Make a discovery that's a problem. Make a project which causes a problem. Do what you want.
There is a disease affecting the spider goats, and they are dying rapidly.
Okay, there's a discovery. Let's see if we can find a way to deal with this. I don't know.
I'm gonna take contempt for that.
You take a deck because they're still citing us.
I'm trying to get rid of them.
Go ahead,
We can
Matt.
work together here.
Alright, let's draw.
Need more of them.
Let's see. Ooh.
Ooh, this is pertinent. Save my cards.
Oh.
I keep forgetting to draw things.
Contentious project. Alright. One of the more illustrious or influential members of the community declares that the Flutter are actually the cause of the disease or that are killing off our breed of spider goats, and that they should be exterminated as soon as possible. So the project will be to eliminate them. And of course, not everybody is going to agree with that because it's essentially genocide.
Okay. Describe this in one sentence. I feel like I did a poor job of explaining the safe place, so I want you to describe it yourself. Also, on that note, we have a project that completed. By the way, I just forgot to announce it.
What do you mean safe place?
Tim, you had a project to have a safe place by the lightning tower. I described this very poorly, and I apologize. How does that turn out? We'll never know.
You're muted.
Oh, muted. Is this before Matt's turn or after it?
This is before, sorry.
Okay. So what they're actually doing is they're going down into the hole that we made when we destroyed this face.
Right.
And we discovered that it was actually an enormous statue which housed like a central hub to like an enormous cave network. And we're pretty sure that one of the caves goes towards the towers, but the other caves go other places, and we're really not sure because after the angel like destroyed the statue, there's a host of clockwork organisms scuttling around, like trying to repair the damage and being generally hostile to anyone. So we carve out like a base camp for this expedition and like supply it up, but any further progress into discovering like where is the tower and how is it connected to everything else is going to take a lot more work.
Okay. All right. And anyways, Matt, your contentious project is to...
Exterminate or drive all of the flutter from our lands.
How long will this take?
I would say probably 6 weeks because the flutter are actually using the giant mushrooms as little hidey holes and ambush spots.
Okay. Very on brand for the lore. Go ahead and take your action.
Oh boy. There's the cereal city up there, and then there's the... Is there any other cities up there?
Yeah, there's a Lightborn thing, and then there's the cereal is past it. The Lightborn city is unnamed currently.
You know what? Let's just start a discussion and be like, what is cereal's main export that we are interested in?
Okay. Jazz?
Oh, I really want to try their cereal. Oh, I heard it tastes really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but are we interested in that?
Okay. Tim?
I mean, we have plenty of food. I am done eating grains. But what we don't have is any entertainment. We need to bring bards and minstrels and dancing and gestures and festivity here.
Rhodey?
Rotato.
Sorry, I need a minute. Can I go to the end?
Wrote 13. Okay, I will... hang on. I was expecting more time.
Rhoda asked if they can go to the end, in case no one put that.
Well, cereal pottery is considered the best in the world, so... It might be nice to have some art around here for once. Blix?
Yeah. Bards or arts, either way, the North will improve as a cultural center of Mistfell.
Okay, now it's Rhodey is the last.
I'm not sure you understand how.
I think that we should diversify our concerns and pull in enrichment from wherever we can.
Okay. Matt, go ahead. Finish it off.
We should try and get books from them or any standard knowledge.
Ooh.
Because right now we only have what we have come up with, no outside influence really.
Okay, I like it. Jazz, draw a card.
All right, let's get it.
Is this the last card of autumn? We'll
Who
find out.
knows?
There's only one way to find out.
It
It is.
It is.
All right, let's see this shit. All right.
Whoa!
Uh-oh. Oh no, the other disease.
The community, choose one. You spend the week quarantining and treating the disease. Project dice are not reduced this week. Nobody knows what to do about it. Add health and fertility. Oh my goodness! Holy shit! Health and
Leading
fertility.
into winter.
Yo, that sounds
You gotta
exciting.
kill
I'm
those
not gonna lie.
spiders.
That sounds
I
like
know.
a good
And
story.
I've been telling you guys it makes a good story for like months, and none of you motherfrickers are playing Pathologic.
Patho who? I'm sorry, I heard someone say something.
I did play some of it.
Spend the week quarantining, treat the disease, project dice or not. Let me think. This is actually a pretty cool one. Because for all we know, when winter starts, we don't deal with this. Like, winter might just end with the first draw.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever I pick here, well, if I pick the second one, that might carry over to the campaign, which sounds fucking lit. Nobody knows what to do about it. Add health and fertility as a scarcity.
Cool. Okay. Very nice. Make an action.
All right. Let me see. There's no god of disease or anything, right?
Yeah, that's Sakshak.
Okay.
Sakshak.
Shak. I like that name. The deity of necessity, undeath and monster. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Action. All right, discover something new. A group of elves that were among the village. They go down south to the lava pool and they find what appears to be a fire spirit. Actually, a whole bunch of fire spirits there, and they start settling down near there. Let's discover something new. That's my
Okay.
turn.
So there's an elven village in the lava pools themselves being formed.
I guess so. Yeah, like around it, right?
Okay.
Because they like to build around spirits, if I remember correctly.
That's correct. Everyone, let's take a 10-minute break, and when we get back, we will get into winter, and then maybe we get back, draw a card, and then the game ends. Who knows?
Wait, what are you building around the lava, Jess?
Sort of like a
they're-
new subdivision for elves, right?
Ooh.
Exactly. Yeah. BRB though.
We gotta kill those fucking hornets before they kill our spider goats.
Oh man, those goats are gonna die.
I mean, we don't even know if they're causing disease. They just got blamed for it.
I mean, we got a card that said it, right?
No, the person just declared that's what it was.
That's like the fourth time that happened. Is I said there's a disease. And
So
then
I was
next-
gonna actually be like, if I got a card that was relevant, I'd be like, oh yeah, that disease is now spreading to us. Well, it already happened anyways, so that's cool.
Alright, I gotta use that.
Good luck. Ooh, how's the YouTube chat going? Oh, there's a message in there. That's just me.
Yeah, I saw that. They really like the spider goods. Totally isn't you. Yep. Alright, be right back. I'm back.
I'm excited for this lightning tower thing. Is Pock here? Pock's holding on.
Probably not.
Like, we got this mysterious civilization that everything's underground and they can build weapons of incredible power.
Guess what? I got an apple.
Nice.
Wow.
You gonna cry?
I hope at some point we get to explore like this ruined civilization that we got.
Maybe there's goblin mages hold up there.
Maybe there's goblin mages down there. They got constructs. I never said how many legs the constructs have, but you can imagine they probably have many. Oh man, if we somehow imbue the Spider Ghost with sentience in the next couple weeks, we could play as Spider Goat PCs.
Probably
I should name
Beast
those.
Skin, I guess.
Something with an M, I think. Ooh, maybe something with RAM. Web rammers. No. Oh, someone named them web rammers and then it got shortened to Bram. So they're Brams.
They're slowly dying of an incurable disease, though.
Is it incurable? We can start a product to find a cure.
Well, yeah, nobody knows how to deal with it right now.
We just know that killing the hornets will help us.
And then when you kill the flutter and nothing changes.
Alright, that's up to the person who started the Flutter project. Was that you?
Yeah, that's me.
So, I don't know what you're gonna do until you do it.
What is wrong with people telling Evo champion Sonic Fox that they're not good at the game that they're the world champion of? Who does that?
Well, maybe those guys are just better.
That just means literally everybody's garbage at the game.
They're stuck at the bottom of the tower because the tower mechanic isn't very good at doing matchmaking.
Do you know how hard it is to get at the bottom of the tower?
Probably
When you
fairly
s-
difficult.
When you start the game, the worst placement you can get is floor 4. From there, you have to drop from floor 4 to 3, then from floor 3 to 2, then from floor 2 to 1. I don't even know how you get down there.
I'd probably do it. I'd probably get down there real fast.
Like, I'm not great, but I see some of the stuff that these floor 8 people are doing, and it's embarrassing. Like, I feel bad for them. I don't feel good about winning these fights.
It's harsh.
They're like not blocking. They're just repeatedly getting killed over and over again by the same thing. Like, I do the exact same thing 4 times in a row, and every time they get beat by it.
The no mix
Sounds
up.
like how I
mix-up.
play fighting games.
Like, anyone who complains about move spamming in fighting games, why are you getting hit by the same move over and over again?
Because blocking is difficult.
You hold back.
So like, when you block one thing, they just change it up slightly, and then they go back to spamming the same move.
But I keep doing this thing where I delay the second button in a combo, right? The first time catches you down, sure. Second time catches you, sure. Third time catches you, I guess. Fourth time, like, you know that I'm doing this every time, like, don't press buttons. 4 times you've tried to do this, and every time it's gonna fail. And they just keep doing it. They won't stop. They can't help themselves.
There's several steps there that are difficult. Where they have to recognize it's like the same thing that you're. They have to recognize that you're delaying it at all. Like they have to understand the animation well enough to understand that you're deliberately delaying it. And they have to like figure out the new block timing as well.
Just don't press a button. You just don't do anything. Just keep blocking. But hey, that's just a theory.
Also, sometimes when that happens to me, I'm like, maybe I can get out a move before the delayed thing. And I try it, and I can't get out a move. I don't play fighting games a lot, though, because I'm bad at them. I want sausages, but that would involve having to cook.
You can make your own sausages at home for just pennies on the dime.
True.
Some places will even give away the sawdust.
I hope your sausages
Doing-
aren't mostly sawdust.
Doing
You can-
11 hours of Final Fantasy week now rating.
You can do like 30% sawdust and no one notices.
I feel like I would notice.
I remember seeing a video where they tested how far they could go. Yeah.
Yeah, that was sawdust and Rice Krispie treats though. And
Oh,
like
yeah,
at
right.
33% people like kind of noticed, but they just thought it was like a bad Rice Krispies.
No, cellulose powder in cheese. That's annoying.
I believe it's been 10 minutes.
Do believe in yourself. We gotta save the spider goats, dude.
I love how
We gotta
contentious they are.
quarantine them.
To be fair, I didn't intend them to be such abominations when I wanted to crossbreed them.
Yeah, you've been
What did you
trolled.
intend? What could you possibly intend other than what you got?
the best of both. Not
The only thing I added was that they can walk on water. Like, you got the best of both. They got the legs, they got the horns, they got the eyes, they got the fangs.
yeah, but they're not gonna make a good food source. And I don't think
Is that what you wanted?
the idea was you could ride your food source around in combat or and outside of combat. Well, there's regular herd. You combine the two.
We're much more combat focused than that now. We spec into just combat. Now, riding on the back of one of those with your highlight scoop of lava.
Where be everybody?
Now that I'm done with the lightning tower, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna be focusing on my next turn. Actually, I'm the first turn of winter. Things are bad with the crab people. Like, we still have those crab people in our jail. We got that idol. No one ever anything.
Crowd people also arming the flutter. Playing both sides.
Ooh, maybe one of us could be a Goose Crick.
All right, I'm back.
All right, welcome back. And we have Jazz for the whole full house.
And Rhodey.
Roll call.
Also, who is the last one? I completely lost
Jazz
the train of-
was
Jazz
the
was
next
second.
one. Do we have any outstanding projects? We had the one to kill the Flutter, right?
Yep.
Was that the only one?
Killed the flutter.
Kill the flutter.
That's the only one. I hope I don't get a card that says the projects fail. So you need to cure this disease post haste. Now imagine some of these spider goats get out into the wild and like reproduce and forget to be domesticated. That's the good stuff. Oh, but they are herbivores because they came from the herbivore spiders.
Well, they were before they got mutated. Maybe once they taste like human flesh, they'll start loving it.
That's always a possibility, but somehow I doubt it. They're too cute to be people eaters.
I don't know if cute's the right word for them.
Is everyone else back?
We're still waiting on Jazz.
Okay. Where's my other?
What part of 10 minutes don't people understand?
They just need more time than that because they're trying to do something.
Yeah, but that wasn't part of the deal.
We have altered the deal. Pray we don't alter it any further. I'm gonna start a project to retroactively change the deal.
I'd like to start a project to say no more projects.
I really like this game. It creates a lot of hooks. We got that underground hook. We got the student in the city. We got the hornets. We got the crabs who are very unhappy. This is the nature of it. It's very messy and inconclusive, and that I feel like probably leads to good campaigns.
Well, probably
Inconclusive.
lots to work with.
All right, let's
Alright, we're all here.
go.
Sorry about
Let's
that. I had-
go.
Hey,
my
Jazz is here.
bowels needed
Is
to
Rhodey
be
here still?
ejected.
Yeah, I think.
Who's that?
Okay, let's go.
I heard something from them.
I'm gonna draw from Winter.
All right.
He's a drawing
Oh.
from Wintrar.
Okay.
All the animals and young children are crying and won't stop. Hold a discussion about this in addition to your regular action for this week.
Loud spiders.
Or a great atrocity is revealed. What is it? Who uncovers it? Okay. All the animals and young children are crying and won't stop. Hold a discussion about this. Well. Yeah, a great atrocity is revealed. The Chris Crick teens fold under interrogation finally. Now that they know that their plan is starting to work, this disease against the spider goats is going to spread. And the Chris Crick are in league with the Flutter. They're very upset because of this. We keep diverting the river and doing things to it. So who uncovers it is the Chris Crick teenagers, and atrocity is that there's biological warfare against us.
Well, against spider goats.
That's going to spread to the people.
Oh.
We already have. Oh my goodness, we already have a disease. 2 diseases now.
Sure do. Maybe they're one and the same.
I think, yeah, could be the same.
Rhodey?
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna
Sorry.
do
Yeah,
something.
you need to start the discussion, right?
No,
No,
this
do the
is
bottom
an
one.
atrocity. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead with the action.
Oh my goodness, it's hard because there's so many things around. We're gonna start a project to quarantine so that nobody else will get sick, even if we don't know how to cure the ones who are sick yet.
Okay.
That's gonna take 1 week. Like, we're drawing up battle lines, and anyone who goes past those lines is gonna be shot, basically.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
fuck.
It's a very uncoordinated and rough quarantine that's gonna happen.
All right, Rhodey, you're up.
I get to draw a card. It's the frost. What is it? Oh, it's not the frost. Okay. Someone comes up with an ingenious solution to a big problem, and as a result, the project finishes early. What was their idea? Or someone comes up with a plan to ensure safety and comfort during the coldest months. Start a project related to this. I think I want to choose the second one. Yeah, I'm not thinking of anything for the first. Safety. A plan to ensure safety and comfort during the coldest months. Okay, so I think that the project that this card causes is going to be that we're really concerned about the safety of the this mushroom forest, anything coming out of it and doing stuff to our town. The Great Forge is sort of on the outskirts of town, and that's already a really fragile sort of situation that we've invested a lot in. So we're going to invest more into it by patrolling on this patrol route. I don't know how long that's going to take. Probably like 2 weeks. I mean, we already like made the roads, so something is going to happen at the end of like 2 or 3 weeks. And then what do I get to do? Oh, I get to like maybe discover something, or maybe start a new project. Oh, what's one of the races that we haven't really done much with? There's Awoken Undead, there's the Beastkin, there's Kobolds. We haven't really done anything with Goblins either. Pog, which would Kobolds or Goblins be adapted for life underground?
Both of them can if you want.
Both of them can if they want.
So the thing about kobolds is that kobolds really care about their communities, and they really care about the comfort of their communities. So they have really elaborate, nice houses and stuff.
Okay, this sounds more like goblins sort of thing is what I'm thinking. So we while we're in this base camp up here in this big pit with all the tunnels, there's this group of a couple of wise goblins that emerge from one of these tunnels, and they say, "We are the envoys of the name that I'll come up with. We would like to speak with your leader." And so we have this whole interchange, and we discover this underground, not like civilization exactly, but like a sect or town or commune of goblins who have been trying to enrich themselves in various pursuits of the mind. And this is just another of the tunnels out from the base camp over here.
Okay. All right, go ahead and draw this. A project finishes. So we've got 2 weeks on another project to establish a patrol, 3 weeks on exterminating the flutter, and the quarantine is finished. What happens?
All right, this is basically under military rule, but we didn't have an established military, so it's just a bunch of people who got weapons together and started declaring rules. The spider goats are going to put underwater in separate pens in hopes that anything airborne won't spread between them. So the live birth strain of the goats are going to die out, and they just accept that as a loss. But otherwise, everyone's strictly regimented. People aren't going outside much. If people are like going from the south to the north, like regularly, they're pretty much killed in the street. And we're all staying inside to kill this disease.
Wow. Okay.
This is the 1 week quarantine. This is not the 4 week quarantine. There is minimum planning. It's more of a mob than like anything organized.
I will now draw a card and pray.
Yes.
Hooray.
Oh no.
An infected outsider arrives seeking amnesty. They have much needed resources with them. Choose one. Welcome them into community, remove a scarcity, but also introduce an infection to the community. That's not going to happen. Bar them from entry. What scarcity could they have addressed? How does its need become more dire this week? I think the first caravan arrives from Cereal, and we let them know that we don't know what their disease is. It's probably not as bad as what we're dealing with, but we have enough to worry about that we don't want to add any additional infections. And the caravan containing all the wood that we would have required to heat the place in lieu of the geothermal is turned away. Winter continues. It gets very cold out here. A task force is established of Goliaths, Cell, and Orcs to deal with the plague. They have a solution, and they know that this will work. This will take 3 weeks. The patrol route is finished. How does this go? Tell me about the patrol route.
Whose project was that?
That's
That was
Rose's.
And that already got finished. Remember,
Yeah,
my
there was-
card.
The path got made, and now there
we
was
have
a
got
card that
patrol.
says we're doing safety stuff, and so I picked that as my safety thing. Is
Yeah.
we make use of it.
We had a
reinforce
path, but now we're actually we have guards and such. We're actually manning the patrol route.
set the path out before us and we walk on it. Okay. So we take these. We take a couple of these spiders, and they hang out underneath some of these mushroom trees, and we sort of teach them to be nice to things that aren't Flutter. And then the next day we come by, and the Flutter are bothering us a lot less. This whole set up a trap using spiders, this spider web sort of situation. And these are not spider goats; these are just spiders. This seems to be working out for us. So instead of setting up a patrol with spider cavalry, what we're going to do is set up traps with spiders.
Cool. Okay. Blix, draw a card.
Come on, don't end it.
Please, no end.
What is the winter like in this area? All right. It's cold, but we've been prepared. We've got coal sources to heat the north. The lava heats the south. It would have been nice to have more wood for the fires, but we're working. Water is the river is reduced, but it's not fully frozen. Water can still be drawn from it.
Okay.
So I think we're handling it pretty well. I think we've gathered the resources we need.
All right.
And for my action, healers have determined that the disease came from the close proximity of the spiders and the goats. In order to do this, they are going to separate the spiders and the goats further, and they are going to cull the spider goats. And I'll spend a contempt token to do this.
I mean, we already
Okay.
have a project to. But okay.
So those are different. These are actually different things.
Oh.
3 weeks. This
There's
is gonna
2
take
different
1 week.
plagues. 1 week
This
to
is
call the
gonna take
spider
1 week,
goats.
yeah.
Okay.
Everyone,
I'm
all the
gonna take
spider
a
goats.
contempt.
All right, Matt, if you don't draw the Frost Shepherds, then at the end of the week, the Flutters will be exterminated and the goats will be called.
Well,
Yes!
the game is over.
You saved the spider goats!
I care about the
Did
flutter.
you really?
To die.
It just means that I get to take control here.
Hmm.
Uh-oh.
The spider goats are
He
living
gets to decide
happily in
how
their
the war
ponds in
goes.
water.
Control. No, Mass Effect 3 jokes aside, the Flutter, as they come to blows with our military force, the battle is fierce, intense, and inconclusive. Both sides suffer great losses. The calling of the spider goats is swift, merciless, and necessary, and at the end of the week, the plague doctors are able to find a solution using ancient magic, a collaboration that they've worked out with the goblins. As the battles between the Flutter community and Mistfell continue, it seems like things have reached a fever pitch and that there will be outright warfare, not just scraps, not just border disputes, until a dragon roars its head and flies overhead. We will deal with the fallout of the introduction of the Frost Dragon in Campaign 3.
In 1 year.
We can breed more spider goats, right? Or maybe there's some lost out in the woods. I love those things. Or brams.
I guess technically you could rebreed them during the D&D campaign. I don't know what that would entail.
There'd probably be a lot of pushback from the community, though.
Yeah.
Probably a lost one in the forests that we are going to come across. The last spider goat.
In Campaign 3, we will have this set a few years after this here, and we will see the fallout of everything. What will happen with this dragon? What does this mean for the forest, the Flutter, and Mistfell? We'll find out. I have plenty of time to think about the answers to these questions.
I feel pretty good that I contributed to the name of the society.
I can be a Chris Crick druid, and I can make it my mission to breed more spider goats to undo the extinction that Mistfell did to their nature.
They're not natural creatures.
Not natural
They're
at all.
not supposed to
They're
exist.
abominations. They're
They became
disease
natural once the
abominations.
first one was born.
So just maybe so it was just a disease that happened, right? It's not like Mistfell intentionally tried to kill them off. It's just they couldn't handle the disease, right?
No, there's two plagues. There's the first plague that hit, and then it was determined that also there was an attempt to cause this to spread through the spider goats.
Right.
And as such, it was decided the best solution is just to cull the spider goats entirely. It was a bad idea to begin with. Let's get rid of them. We've dealt with the plague, and our people will be safe. At the same time, there's a war with the Flutter. Things reached a fever pitch until we accidentally woke up an ancient frost dragon. Whoops.
Frost Dragon.
Whoopsies.
There's also this big hole in the ground that we have a base camp for.
Yeah, who knows what'll come of that.
I'm going to make it my life's work to get more spider goats.
I came up with a name for the goblins. I don't know how you name goblins in Luskalia or how you wanted it to be, but they're the
ahead.
Montnos Bishop Heart tribe.
Bishop
Okay.
Heart?
Very
Montnos.
nice.
Bishop Part.
So everyone, here we have our campaign. This is the setting. This is sort of what's going on. And
Cool.
at some point, we will be able to play in this world that we've created together.
Yeah, you know roughly what you had to work with to make characters?
Yep. Please discuss this in the Aether Pilgrim Zone so that you can work out character concepts with your fellow players and work together to create characters that know each other in some way.
I like that some of the first things that are going to be affecting us when we start the game is that we show up in this place with a big forge, but the forge isn't running. That seems like a good starter quest.
All right, good work, good hustle.
Any shoutouts you want to go?
Yeah, let's give a shout out this time to Tyler Perry.
Are these just like friends from forums or
I
what?
think I can text token for that.
Tyler
shout-out.
Perry? He's a friend of Pog, personal friend of Pog.
Yeah, Tyler Perry and I go way back.
Thanks, Tyler Perry. I'm glad you're friends with Pog.
I'm just kidding. This is not a shout out to Tyler Perry. That was a joke. I'd like to rescind my joking shout out to Tyler Perry, but instead shout out Skullbad. Did any of you guys remember Skullbad?
Skullbad.
Skullbad. Shout out to Skullbad. If Skullbad, if you're listening, just come back, please. The internet missed you.
Rip.
Skullbad was a poster from 11 years ago. All right, good session.
Have a good one, everyone.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
See you next week, next Saturday, for more Bustan Faith. Or Bustan Faith, if you want to pronounce it correctly.